you're acting fucking weird with this rod. I don't know what's going on with you, Rod, because you're not telling me. But you're acting all fucking weird with this fucking rod. Last night you didn't even want to text me because you were talking to Rod. What the fuck is going on in your head?
He hung up, so I messaged him.
Jamie, I'm not fucking dealing with your bullshit. If you're in love with that virgin-ass motherfucking bitch, then go fucking get it. You're not fucking doing this shit to me.
What did you say?
He has already been mean a lot to you. Damn it, you can't even fucking talk to me. You don't touch me, that motherfucker. Are you fucking joking me? Fuck you. You're not treating me like that. Have a good night with your little fucking virgin-ass bitch boy. Pull me off fucking hold again? Ron might have sent you a fucking message. You gotta pull me off fucking hold again? And it's important that you don't miss that message. Can't miss out on Virgin Ron's messages. You put me on hold for 30 fucking seconds. What the fuck is going on in your head?
He hung up, so I messaged him.
Jamie, I'm not fucking dealing with your bullshit. If you're in love with that virgin-ass motherfucking bitch, then go fucking get it. You're not fucking doing this shit to me.
What did you say?
He has already been mean a lot to you. Damn it, you can't even fucking talk to me. You don't touch me, that motherfucker. Are you fucking joking me? Fuck you. You're not treating me like that. Have a good night with your little fucking virgin-ass bitch boy.
Sorry I interrupted your precious time with Raw tonight. I don't know why I bothered sending any message. Because you're so engrossed in spending time with Raw. Yeah.
I saw your message and I chose to ignore your tantrum.
Yeah, because you rather spend time with Rod. So that's just another excuse.
Okay.
Play?
What the fuck is going on in your head? He has already been mean a lot to you. Damn it, you can't even fucking talk to me. You don't touch me, that motherfucker. Are you fucking joking me? Fuck you! You're not treating me like that! Have a good night with your little fucking virgin-ass bitch boy! Bitch boy! Fuck you! You're not treating me like that! Have a good night with your little fucking virgin-ass bitch boy! Because I come second to Rod!
How much time did you take looking for a job today?
Don't try to turn things around on me.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to a President's Day stream. As the title suggests, we're going to be listening to some Dustin. So we're going to be watching the Uncut police interview. I don't think I've watched this on stream before. I don't even think I've done any Dustin really before. So yeah, I want to get through this. It's an hour and a half, it's 90 minutes. Hopefully we can get through this in like 3 hours or so. But yeah, so just before we start, I have this on full screen and stuff, so it's like hard for me to do this. In the description, Ma'am Yes Ma'am got in touch with me. She had adopted a senior dog, and she had, thought that she was just giving it a place to be comfortable before it goes, but she's been persevering. So the dog's name is Thelma. That's who the pet of the stream is. They are in need of some help, donations for the dog. So the first link in the description is for the fund to help Thelma. Let me read. I have a little something here to read. They noticed that she was getting winded a lot and chokes if she eats too fast, and that she has a tumor blocking her breathing. It looks like, what I believe is that there's like radiation treatment and things like that, but if you would like to donate, it's in the description. If one of my mods can copy the link and put it in the chat, because I just can't do it because I have my full screen up because I'm going to be broadcasting it. If somebody could just post that in the chat for me, but it is in the description. So if you're able to, please just, give some assistance to Ma'am Yes Ma'am to help Thelma. And that's who the pet of the stream is. Let's see who all is here. Dr. Cunt, who I have paid to be here. Spencer Zavera, hi sir. Evil Little McNuggets. Billy, hello my love. Billy the Kid. Acticod, nice to see you again. Sprinkle Cake. Dr. Cassandra Elizabeth Vaughn, hello. Eorear, Vexus Girl. Hey y'all. Logan W, 37 today. Zabrim. Brandon M. Kitty Velociraptor, Moten G. Smokey the Cat. Dat Damn Doctor. R.I.P. Smokey the Cat, by the way. Mandy S, hello. Lulu Bop 19, Sam for Dice. Pam Simpson. Sloth Cat. Nothing better than that. Silver Turtle Lady. And Chupa Grandson, who I've already timed out for being a troll, so goodbye, troll. Rickle Me Tivers, hello. Rod Scholar, Brian Kane, Bitter Almonds, Laura Lisa, Here to Party, what's up, H2P? Can I just say, so, like, because I obviously from Pittsburgh, and I cheer for Pitt, like the University of Pittsburgh, and their slogan, their, like, fight song, like, slogan is, Hail to Pitt, and it's, stylized as H, the number 2, and then P. So anytime somebody like abbreviates Here to Party's name in the chat, all I think is Hail to Pitt. And I'm like, well, somebody's talking about Pitt? Sting, what's up? Shawshank, how you doing? Right. And of course it skipped on me. Sonic Fiction, hello. Thank you, Nuggies. Let me pin that. So I pinned that campaign in the chat. I forgot to do it beforehand. Timothy Goodwin, the most worst, who is boring me right now. They are so boring. Tiana James, hello. Cindy32. Been in a chat to change your well, thanks for coming, Cindy. Hello. And Duchess and Doopy's Fashion Consultant. What is up, my man? It's nice to see you. So, yeah, like I said, it is President's Day here in America Land. So we're gonna watch I'm Just Being Honest, Abe, otherwise known as Dustin, otherwise known as Justin. If NCA comes in, I don't know if there is a further update. Because if you remember, I believe it was right before the pandemic, he had went down to watch Dustin's trial, and it was, he's in the same boat as Lauren, so Dustin will not pass his rape class. I think he hasn't even gotten as far as Lauren. Like, I think Lauren has progressed slightly, whereas Dustin hasn't done anything. And their whole, their gaping hole is, their whole argument is that, can you let him off probation because he's in our church and we will watch him? And the judge was like, no. So the judge gave him, I think, 90 days to get his act straight, and then COVID happened, if I remember correctly. So I think NCA said that he didn't get sent back to prison. No. He was going to. He had Zabrim. He had a short period, but then COVID happened, or COVID had just happened. Something happened where he was given more time. He needed to show at least some progress, the judge said. So if NCA comes in, I would want to ask them if they have any other updates on that. Anyway, let me get this set up here. That's right. The first step of probation is to go to a Japanese steakhouse. You are absolutely correct, Yo Rear. All right. Wasn't Dustin filmed? Yeah, it wasn't WWE. It was like AEW or something, where Dustin had the belt over his shoulder. But I don't think it was like actual WWE. Anyway, let's get this started, shall we?
This day gets worse and worse.
Oh, I forgot. He's super quiet. Hang on. Let me, just for this first part, let me boost him a little bit. Hang on.
I've never imagined of hurting anybody, and I never imagined I'd be arrested.
I never imagined I'd
Run
be
to jail or police station.
Ah.
All right, man. It's all good.
Evening, Dustin.
Oh, so
They're super loud now. Hang on.
I can't believe I even.
Well,
So I have an extension on my browser that can like pump the volume up, and then this way I can then control the volume with it pumped up in the browser in OBS. So sorry it spiked right there. I was like messing around because I fucked my shit up. I do have a job, Cody S. I'm just off today. But hello, Cody S. Jacob Moritz. Yeah, the NWA, yeah. John Fishman, hello. Hey, Boo, what's up?
stuff happens. We'll have a chance to talk
I
about
mean, I've never hurt anybody, sir.
it. Okay.
And I mean,
I'm not saying you're hurting anybody.
yeah,
Just slow down. I'm going to have to get some information from you, okay?
I don't. I just.
You know who I am?
No.
And you're sitting here telling me your whole life story. Just hold on a sec, okay?
I wish I could tell people that. I don't know if it's a phenomenon anywhere else, but there's, like, especially in Pittsburgh, like, you could be standing on a corner, like, waiting for a bus or waiting to cross, and people will just tell you their life story. Like, I've been other places before, and a stranger has never done that before, but, like, you take the T or a bus in Pittsburgh, the person sitting next to you will just talk to you like they fucking know you. It's bizarre. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, or maybe it's just me, but it seems like a Pittsburgh thing that people just talk to each other like we all know each other, apparently. Especially, like, say we go to Ocean City, Maryland, and you're wearing, like, a Penn's hat or a Stiller's hat. If somebody else is and they see you, your next 3 minutes is gone, because they're coming up to you and they're talking to you. Like, yeah, how about them Steelers last night, eh? You know, it's just, like, going on and on.
I'm too honest about everything, sir, and
Well, we'll get a chance to talk all about
I
all
mean,
that.
you can see that.
You want a water?
No,
Okay.
I'll probably throw it up right now.
Well, it's there if you want it.
I'll
Well,
throw
just
it up.
relax, man. Just relax, okay? Just calm.
Yeah, see, Lulu Bob says we don't do that in New York City. It must be a more Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh, is in the Midwest. It's an unofficial nickname. I heard that we're like, St. Louis is the gateway to the West. Pittsburgh is the gateway to the Midwest, because, like, really anything west of Pittsburgh becomes the Midwest because it starts with Ohio. But
Calm down, all right?
'Cause, I mean,
We're just going to talk a little bit, all right? I'm going to get some information from you real quick.
like the Dateline NBC guy, I told him.
Well,
I know Wes. I know.
I'm not with Dateline,
I'm an
okay?
idiot.
I'm not with Dateline.
I'm an idiot.
My name is John, all right?
Okay.
My name is John Dudinsky. I'm with Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, now the Attorney General's office, okay? I'm an agent, which means I'm a policeman, okay? Ain't no reason to be all nervous or anything. All we're going to do is we're going to talk. I'm going to get your name and stuff, all right?
I'm just...
All right.
The reason I'm nervous is because, honestly, this can kill my mama.
Okay.
Dustin already... So his first excuse is he weren't going to hurt anybody, and now he's trying to guilt trip Dudinsky by saying, this is going to kill my mama. You can't do this to my mama. It's the exact same thing as Lauren. Like, I was raised by my ma. You know, basically, this is going to hurt my ma, all this shit.
But I am an only child.
Evil and McNuggets, yeah, especially, I guess, being, like, a white male, like, older white males will, like, come up to you and say, like, just blatantly racist things about people in public. It's fucking insane, and I hate it. Like, so this wasn't racist, but I was in high school, I believe. I was about a mid-teenager, and we were waiting at our high school, and it was like during an event or something like that, and so the marching band was going by. They were like practicing or something, and there was this creepy guy standing there, and the cheerleaders walked by, and he goes, I tell you what, guys, you were lucky. You know, you get to have those tight little things and stuff, like talking like that about 14-year-olds. And obviously being a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, like, I didn't know what to say. We didn't reaffirm him, but we were just like, and then we kind of like distanced ourselves. But he was just talking about these girls. It was crazy. And I still remember vividly, like, where we were, what the guy wore, everything. It was very uncomfortable. Hey, Dean Fulford.
Well, let's do this. You sound like you want to talk to me, okay? And I want to hear what you have to say, but until I tell you this, we need to...
I don't want to go to jail because I couldn't deal without having the jail.
I understand that.
Because, I can't walk without this.
I understand. Okay. Before I ask you any questions, you got to know your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court or in other proceedings. You have the right to have an attorney before you make any statement or answer any questions. You can have your attorney present during questioning. You may request a court to appoint an attorney for you if you cannot afford to hire one. All right? If you start talking to me and you want to quit talking, you can stop at any time by refusing to answer questions or by requesting consultation with your attorney. All right?
I don't like lawyers, and I'll be honest,
You don't like lawyers?
no.
All right. What this says here is that I've read you your rights. Do you understand them?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you can stop talking at any time
Yes,
you
sir.
want to. You can have an attorney. You can have an attorney with you during questioning. It's 11:09.
Yeah, I forgot it's the time change.
Yeah, we're on Central Time.
I'm an idiot. I did a lot of wrong, and
Okay. If you understand your rights, as I've read them to you, if you'll sign right here for me where it says signature.
Hey, Bunny. I will say it is, like, annoying. Well, not annoying. They have to do all this paperwork, so, like, the beginning of it, we gotta wait to get into the, the nuts and bolts of this thing. Hey, Bunny. And Juggle Willie, what's up, Patrick Moadib and Calamity? I don't like lawyers. They would be salivating, just like, oh, they don't like lawyers? West says, old white women always thought it was a compliment to tell me, you don't even talk black. They would say it with a smile on their face like they expected me to say, oh, thank you, Miss Lady Ma'am. Jesus Christ, West.
First thing I've ever done.
Again, I don't need to tell you, we say it all the time. You ever get arrested, even detained, like if they're detaining you, pending investigation, like if they have you pulled over and they detain you on the side of the road, or they arrest you, shut the fuck up. Don't talk to them. They're not your friends. And I'm not saying, like, I'm just saying, like, shut your fucking mouth till you have an attorney. Don't say anything. You could be innocent and you could say something wrong and they could use that against you. Just shut up.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy that Dustin talks because it's amazing, but...
Now, this waiver down here says that you having the above statement of your rights read and explained to you and you fully understand them, and that's correct, right?
Correct.
You hereby waive these rights at 11:10 p.m., and you're wanting to talk to me, correct?
Yes, sir, I will. You know the really bad part of this? The Daylight on the NBC guy said I wouldn't be under arrest. I could leave.
Hold on a sec. Just something right there. Well, Dateline doesn't work for us. They're not policemen. They're news people.
I know, but that's just wrong that he lied to me.
He didn't lie to you. He cannot arrest you. You are free to go, Dustin. Free to go outside, and it's up to police to arrest you. Like, there's no... sure, it's kind of like not a mistruth at all. I mean, Chris didn't lie. You were free to go. You know what I mean? But he's trying to tell the police that he was told he's not under arrest, which is total horseshit. I wish we had his full interview with Chris. Could you imagine? I wonder how long he actually sat there, because unlike Lauren, we only have his segment. From what I remember, I haven't seen anything of it. But I wish we could have Dustin's full thing. I mean, he tells the story about the fucking steakhouse and shit, but I just love how he tries to say, they told me I weren't under arrest. Well, you weren't. They're not policemen.
Right. Well,
Which, I mean, I
we'll talk
understand.
about that in a minute.
I understand why I'm here,
Right.
but he shouldn't have lied to me. You know?
Right.
He should have said, well, you are under arrest.
Hey, Calamity, and Tate Driver and Jerry Anthony. Oh, and excuse me, Howard Stern's penis, Matt Ryan.
Like I said.
Okay. I'm going to turn this on real quick, all right? And then
I thought you was videotaping.
I'm going to tape record it. I'm old-fashioned, man.
Oh, okay. Why'd you go digital?
Yeah. I didn't know what this was when I saw it. I was like, where you put the tape in? There you
Yeah,
go.
I was supposed to buy my buddy one of those this week so he could write his book.
Oh, yeah? He's going to write a book?
Yeah, he's a wrestler, but I won't mention no names because that don't need to be in
All right.
anywhere.
Well, it's 23:11, and I'm talking to Dustin. What's your last name, Dustin?
McFetridge.
McFetridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the whole world will find me easily.
All right.
The whole world will find me. Yeah, you're going to be on fucking TV, buddy. Hey, Disney Girl 13, what's up? Anybody? No.
If it's released, and I mean, I don't want trouble. I don't like trouble. I'd have never hurt her. I was going to meet her. I wasn't going to force her into anything. And this morning, I think it was 11:12 Eastern time, she had called me and, come see me, please, because my parents are going to be out of town, please. I'm like, okay. I was going to call. I thought you was going to call and we was going to talk and discuss stuff and everything, because she has called me a few times. And I mean, it was out of the ordinary, and like the NBC guys said, she said she was 13. I thought she was 17. Sometimes I have a bad memory.
Sometimes I have a bad memory. Like, he thinks he's playing, like, 8D chess right now. Like, they said that she was 13, and I have a bad memory, which is bullshit, because Dustin knows exactly how old she is. He brings it up, and then he also, if you don't know this, it's I even hate bringing this up, but I'll try to say it like the best way possible is, he loved the fact that she was young, and he also wanted to have a threesome with the decoy's younger sister, like who was 8 or something. It's just awful.
I know 17 under the limit too. I was talking to her, and I was thinking, okay, she turned 17, and then when she turns 18, I'll meet her. And if anything's meant to be, it'll meant to be then.
Well, you're kind of starting, like, just tell me a whole story out there, but not from the beginning. Why don't you start from the beginning of how you met her? And
Okay, I can. I was just being honest.
well,
I was just being honest. By that, I mean lying.
be honest from the beginning.
Yeah,
like I
okay.
said, You jumbled it all up there for me. Start from the beginning. How'd you happen to meet her?
Okay, I was.
Oh, I don't know, because we're not watching the segment. Hang on, let me find it. It is this one. So the one in the bottom right corner. Hang on, let me get the logo on this out of the way. So this one, here I'll make it big. Whoops, hang on, it's the bottom layer. Let me jump it up to the top. There we go. Like, I love this. This is Dustin's reaction to Chris coming out. Like, look at that. Like his eyes get so wide and his mouth drops open. Like, that is it's one of my favorite like reactions to Chris showing up, because typically guys will either run or they'll just like immediately get up and say hi sir, or they just will stay stoic, like they will just freeze. But the fact that Dustin like understands what is happening is just amazing. He's just like like, in the way he's like, look how he sits up, like, too, his chest goes up because he's sitting up. I don't know if it's to be proper or something, but it's just insane. Like, I just love it so much. That's why I made a gif of it. All right, let me get this down here again. I do this, and we'll exit that out, and we'll get back going. NCA 87. Okay, you're here. Can you give us an update on Dustin again? You've told me before. I'm so sorry, but what is the current, like, are we waiting? Is Dustin supposed to be going back to court here in a couple weeks? Could you just give us like a quick rundown? Hey, save me one.
Yahoo chat room. Tennessee chat room.
Tennessee chat room.
Yeah, it's a Tennessee chat room. It's probably
Who cares?
1, 2, 5, 7, or 9. That's usually ones I go
1, 2, 5, 7, or 9
through. And I mean, I've only talked to one other underage girl, and that was a problem. Like I told them to be.
Why would you tell the police that?
You see, guy.
Well, we'll get to that. Tell me about this girl.
Yeah, okay, I am. I'm just trying to explain everything, and I'm bad at telling stories.
All right.
I met her, I talked to her some, and she was real friendly, real nice, and everything. And like I said, I thought she said she was 17. You know, there's no problem with talking to somebody or calling somebody.
Yeah, but there's a problem with trying to get them to mail you their panties that they've worn for 3 days. There's a problem about talking about shaving her vagina and having a threesome with her little sister. Like, Dustin's almost kind of pulling the sovereign citizen route. Like, oh, well, we're just talking. Well, yeah, but you were talking sexual. Yeah, but that's just talking. You can talk. Like, he's trying to, like sort of generalize a topic so that one specific charge can't be held against him.
But hey, I don't think there is there?
I don't think there is there?
No problem talking to somebody who's 17, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, well,
Okay, NCA 87, who is the resident Dustin expert, everybody. If you have any questions, you ask NCA 87. They say, nope, we are not waiting. Sadly, Dustin just basically got away with it due to multiple COVID delays and such. If you look at the document, he is a little essentially relieved. Okay, that's right. You did send me that. Hey, we'll get through half of this, and then I'll show the letters, because NCA did send me a bunch of stuff. We will pour through that.
ask them the law, because I'm not. I know you can't do nothing with anybody under 18 if you're over 18. I know that much.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was bad for me to pick up the phone and talk to a 17-year-old and say, hey, how are you? I didn't know.
So you're talking to her?
Yeah, and we're friends and everything. She's being sweet and joking around and stuff. And I mean, it's in
Did you ever see her?
Joking around instead.
I seen photo of her or something on her MySpace.
Okay.
And
Did she ever see you?
I gave her my MySpace page. I mean, I share information.
Right.
I'm a very open person. I mean, it's like I told her a few days
He's trying to use that as in he's truthful. Like, I'm an open person. You ask me, I'll tell you. But I'll lie to you to get away from it.
after we started talking. Yeah, I have cerebral palsy. I walk with a cane. I don't know if I told her about my hand or not. And stuff like that. And I'm very open. I don't want to hurt nobody. And I like to make friends. The internet's the best way I can make friends because people look bad upon me like I'm retarded or something in person.
Look, and that is, like, just to be nuanced, like, it's hard to feel bad for Dustin, but, like, I'm sure he was ridiculed for that his whole life. You know, the way he looks, especially kids, are very mean. To call him, you know, that, and like, I generally think for a split second these tears are sort of real, but he's then hamming it up. You know what I mean? But, right, Dustin, I mean, that does happen. I'm sure he's telling the truth there, that people will look at him and think that of him or call him those names. But to use this as an excuse to then talk to a child and then try to, you know, assault her, there's no point in bringing this up.
Hard to make friends other than that. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens on the internet like this, and people lie, but you can make some good friends on there. And it's just...
Right, he's using this to sort of... Because Dustin knows... Will you shut up, Jack? What's out there? There's just a deer. Will you stop? Hey! Shh! It's just a deer. I'm going to shut the blinds if you don't stop it. Like I said, I'm not saying I feel bad for him. I'm sure that happened to him in his life. My entire point in talking about it is that, yes, he's using this to try to get pity because I'm sure that works for him a lot. You know, I'm sure it's like, oh, I do something wrong. Well, I'm going to, you know, ham it up. Like, I have this disability and all this stuff. Dustin knows exactly what he's doing. And he knows exactly that this will allow, like, I'm sure this works a lot. You know, he gets that pity on people. So, I didn't mean to say, I meant to say as in it's hard to feel bad for him because of that. But in the past, I'm sure that had happened when he was a kid. But it's not, there's no relevance here. You know what I mean? Hey, Torkel Fit, Colin Sundin. Finally catching one live. Been catching your old streams while at work. Hey, thank you for coming, Colin. Jack, shut your whore mouth!
Start talking and I don't know.
That just went over the air.
I lost my head. I done something stupid and stuff, and I egged it on, and she encouraged and she egged a little bit, and I mean, like I said, today, she egged me coming up here. I didn't have no plans of doing it. I really didn't want to, but she's a sweet person, and I didn't want to upset her. And that was stupid. I should have told her no, and if she got mad, oh well. But I wasn't thinking. Like, okay, yeah, I'll meet her, hang out. Nothing bad. I mean, stupid thing is, I've heard reports like this.
Don't.
In Virginia and other states and stuff like that.
I love how the dude is just letting him talk. Like, the Dudinsky. Like, eventually, like, Dustin is the kind of guy who, he gives too much while he's lying. Like, he's trying to, because he's lying about something, he has to give you so much information to try to sell it, where that just makes you sound more like you're lying. Like, you're really explaining something. Like, if you weren't lying, you told the truth, it would take a minute to sum it up. Or not a minute, you know what I mean. But this is just taking too long.
And these weirdos will bring ropes and knives and stuff. I didn't bring...
Do you have anything like that in your car?
No.
Would you mind if we looked in your car?
I'll be honest, tell you everything that's in it, as far as I know.
And I love that. Anytime you watch a cop show, like anything like that, it's always, I can tell you what's in it as far as I know, so then you could say, well, that's not mine. Like, I love that qualifier everybody uses all the time. It's like, well, as far as I know, like, what's his name from Ohio who had, like, the bestiality on his computer, and he's like, it was all off of there last night as far as I know before I left.
What I'd like to do is get you to say it's okay for us to look in your car.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because we want to verify that you didn't bring nothing to kill her or anything.
No, the only bad things I brought was my electric razor.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said she wanted to be shaved down there, and I don't know why I did that.
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Let me.
I can't remember. I thought I brought some hand moisturizer or KY jelly. I don't know which it is.
Okay.
I can't remember.
What was that
And
for?
I don't know. I don't know why I even brought it. I wasn't thinking. I just picked it up.
Hey, just
Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even know what I were thinking. I just grabbed it. Sure, I was going to go with Solo Girl, but I just happened to grab... It is a coincidence, Mr. Dudinsky. Hey, Guru. Yellow. And Radical, what's up? Marks the Noob, how you doing? Again, Marks, Marks, that little misunderstanding we got in is very funny to me, because fucking... It's classic Chupa grandson, just screwing me over and over and over again.
Dustin, if we're gonna talk and be honest with each other,
I am.
okay?
I
I'm
am.
gonna be honest with you. I
am.
know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's hard to meet people, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I picked it up.
Okay, hold on a sec. I know how hard it is to meet people. See that? I'm 40 years old. You know what I mean? I try and meet people all the time.
Never
I understand what it's like to get on the internet. You know what I mean? To meet people. Okay? I understand what it's like to go visit people. But I never get in my car and throw KY jelly in there without a reason. All right?
But I'm being honest.
Why did you throw the KY jelly in the car?
Like I said, I don't know if it's KY or
Okay.
hand lotion. I
Okay,
don't know.
what were you...
Those are two different things. Like you grabbed a bottle and you're like, I'm not sure if this is peanut butter or ketchup. Like, they're so far different. Like, they're so different. Hey, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Yeah, so, again, I talked about this in the beginning of the stream, but there's more people here now. Ma'am, yes, ma'am has a campaign going, a fundraiser campaign to assist her senior dog, Thelma, who is the pet of the stream. So I have it pinned in the chat. If you're watching this later, the Westmost Replay Crew gets sponsored by Westmost. It's in the description. If you click on that, you could go to the campaign. If you're able to, please consider helping Thelma.
going to use it for?
Imagine moisturizing yourself after a shower with KY. Oh, KY, it's so like, well, because it's, it's a lube, but like, ugh.
You can... One's for sex, one's for washing your hands. You weren't...
Hey, he sounded just like Cyber Squeak. Let's get that again. One's for sex, and one's like washing your hands.
going to use it for? You can... One's for sex, one's for washing your hands. You
One's for washing our hands.
weren't going to wash your hands with KY, right?
No.
What were you going to use it for?
I guess.
Was it in case you had sex with her?
Yeah, but I was going to try not to.
I understand.
And washing.
I'm being honest.
I understand you got it.
I mean,
I'm a man too. You got to try and resist, right?
yeah, it's hard.
But if it would have happened,
I like how the Dudinsky is taking the angle of like, yeah, we're men here, we got urges. Like, kind of like he's trying to make Dustin calm and actually agree with him. Like, yeah, I know, I really wanted to come here. Like, he's trying to give him the bait to then start talking about like, yeah, I wanted to come here. So I like that where he's saying, I'm not married. I know it's hard to meet people. We have urges, stuff like that. Like, it's a good, I like this sort of tactic to make Dustin feel comfortable as in he's talking to another man who may understand what he's going through.
you had the KY jelly, you were prepared.
yeah, but I mean, I ain't going to lie to you. And I mean,
Okay, well, let's do
I
this.
don't know.
Let's do this right here.
Like I said, I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Okay.
And I mean,
Well, I'm not calling you an idiot,
I'm calling myself.
Well, I'm not going to call you one. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen to your story, okay? And we're going to talk about a few things that are in your chat just to make sure everything's okay.
Honestly, it's just because Dudinsky is thinking fast. He says lotions for washing your hands, but we kind of understand what he means by that. But he's really just trying to tell Justin that the two things aren't similar.
What kind of vehicle are you driving tonight?
A 2005 PT Cruiser, and it's actually in my mother's name and my name.
NCA, is it when you went to Dustin's house, when you pulled onto his street, a PT Cruiser came driving by you? Like, that is a sign.
What color is it?
Wes, don't make me block you, dude. Like, I'm sick and tired of your boring bullshit. Like, all I do is get messages from you all day. Hey, I'm fucking your wife, and I'm doing this. Like, I'm fucking sick of it, Wes. You're boring, okay?
On how the sun hits it, it's a bluish purple.
Okay.
I'm being honest. It's a weird color. I've only seen one other one like it.
Tennessee tags.
Yes.
It's just muted because he's giving his license plate and stuff.
It's good memory.
Well, I come up with a saying to go
I
with
couldn't
it.
tell you the plate number of my
But I-
truck, and I've had it for 5 years.
What you should know, once you become an adult, like 16, you start driving and stuff, you should know your social, you should know your driver's license number, and you should know, like, your license plate that you drive. Not your VIN number and stuff like that, but you should know your license plate. Like, those are pretty 3 important things you should memorize, just like some advice.
Somebody ever steals it, I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
That's
I've
pretty
on-
good.
That's the second vehicle I had, and that's the only vehicle I've locked. So
All right. And I told you already my name is John Dudinsky, right?
yes.
And I'm with the Attorney General's office.
I mean, please don't arrest me because I can't.
You're already arrested. Like, this is just what's crazy. Like, him and Bald Beaver Hunter doesn't understand what is going on right now. Like, I can tell you're a therapist, and he's like, "Please don't arrest me." Like, you've been arrested, buddy.
Surviving jail.
Well,
that's kill my mom.
we're gonna talk about some stuff, all right? So, just stay calm, drink your water, relax.
I can't drink water.
We got time to talk, okay? So, we're not gonna get in a hurry about anything.
What's the camera recording or something?
I'm just saying, like, as advice, you should know your driver's license number, plate number, and your social. Like, those are some big things that you will typically always need.
Yeah, that's so that, protects both of us. You can't say I did something to you in here, and I can't say that, you did something you didn't do.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna cooperate because I'm so guilty. I'm under a rock.
I'm under a rock.
Okay, what this states is that
I did anything but physical.
you hereby
I did. Oh my god. I never heard him say that before. He's saying I'm guilty, I'm under a rock, but then says I did everything else but physical. So is he trying to say, well, I didn't do it? Or is that him literally admitting to everything and thinking that they would just let him go because he's being smart? Let's get that again. Hey, Dan Jones.
Okay, what this states is that
I did anything but physical.
I did everything but physical. I've never heard him say that before. Like, the couple times I've listened to this.
you hereby consent to a complete search of the premises, property, or vehicle located at Bowling Green Police Department.
Just oral.
What was all those cameras here? Is that NBC or what?
Yeah.
What?
They have to get my permission to use it, don't they?
Nope.
Well, you're gonna have to discuss that with them. I don't have anything to do with that. I'm with the police agency.
I thought you all had done this before. Like I said, I've read about.
Okay, this states that you consent to a complete search of your vehicle located at Bowling Green Police Department, and more particularly described as a 2005 PT Cruiser bluish purple. You grant this consent to John Dudinsky, known to you as an agent of the Office of the Attorney General, and to such other officers deemed necessary to assist. You know that you have a right to refuse consent, and you voluntarily give up that right. You know that the agent does not have a search warrant. You have not been threatened or coerced in any way, nor have you been promised any favor or benefit. You have read this consent form or had it read to you, and you understand it. The date is 20th day of October 2007, and the time is 11:21 p.m. Is that correct?
So,
And you're going to allow us to look inside your vehicle, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, I just need you to sign right there.
And I mean,
Yes, sir.
honestly, that's all that's in that bag.
He was just. Hey, Tebow, what's up, man? And Upgrade, how you doing, buddy?
As far as in the back,
And Pussy Destroyer.
they might be 2 pairs of shoes. It's hard for me to clean, so
Right, are there any weapons or anything in there?
if there is, I'm gonna be mad
I'm gonna be mad.
because I don't know about them.
Oh,
Okay.
oh shucks.
There might
He's
be a
really
few
just
DVDs.
he's really just pushing that old I'm just a down home country boy. Shucks. I don't know about him.
My buddy's wrestling promotion, but that's about it.
My buddy's
Could you
wrestling
print your name
promotion.
here for me, please?
Okay.
And then write your address.
Hey, 180 degrees.
I'm in and in, but they so bad to do that.
You guys should hear Evil Old McNuggets. Like she does a more normal Midwestern accent when she's on stream, but if you talk to her on the phone, like it's just, oh shucks, hey, how you mom and damn? Like it's just, it's insane. It's like worse than Dustin.
Tell you what, I'll write your address in for you. What's your
I'll do
address?
it.
So yeah, Pussy Destroyer. It's kind of, that is kind of close. Like to say you haven't been coerced or offered anything. I guess it's more so because I know in some places police are just allowed to lie to you about evidence and stuff. Some places have like stopped that because like police can come in and say, "Hey, your buddy just ratted on you. Why don't you tell us what happened?" When nothing like that happened. And some places are outlawing that. But it is kind of borderline. But I don't see it as that. Like to me, coerce would be like, "Hey, I will give you no jail time." What they're saying is it can help you and stuff like that, I imagine, so. It's on mute, guys, sorry. KBI. Yeah, bitter all. Oh, there she is. There's Detective Reed. Seriously, Kentucky had some of the best investigators. Like, the Ohio one, like, he's just a dick, the guy with the Chicago hat on. Like, he's just a dick to everybody, which works for some of them. But I really enjoy the KBI, like, how well. Like we always say, I really wish Catherine Reed got to speak to Lorne.
You guys ain't gonna like.
If Catherine Reed spoke to Lorne, we would have known all about Molly and all about him, and like, all that shit. Anything he'd ever done.
Go search the house right now, are you?
No,
Because I mean,
this is for your car. I just need to put that
okay.
on.
Because I was gonna say if y'all are, let me at least call my mom and tell her what an idiot I am.
Right. Well,
Before
this
cops
is
come
just
knock on the door.
just for your car, okay?
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
No, I'd throw up, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I didn't know what your medical situation was.
Hey, Catchy.
No,
If
but
you needed something to eat to keep your blood sugar level.
as
or-
upset as I am, I might have a panic attack. That's the only thing.
Do you take any medication or anything that?
I like how they didn't put his pockets back in. Like they turned his pockets out, but then didn't put them back. So he's just sitting here with like outturned bag pockets on him.
I don't.
Well, I'm gonna leave this here just in case you end up needing it. Okay. Need anything from me? I think they're gonna let him. So whenever you're ready, I'll go ahead and take this. You need something, John? Give me a hug.
So, you met, just take us back here. You meet her online. You talk for a while, send each other some pictures, get to know each other, get to chatting on the internet. She asks you to come up. You throw KY
Well,
jelly
nobody asked you, Wes.
in the car, and just in case, and I believe you, I guess you tried to resist.
I mean, I wouldn't force myself on anybody, and I mean,
Well, let me ask you this.
I
Did you-
couldn't force myself.
Let me ask you this. You said you talked to another girl that was underage one time. And what happened on that?
I originally talked to an older lady, late 30s, early 40s.
Where was she at?
The Tri-Cities.
What's the Tri-Cities? Is that what the city's called? Or?
It's Kingsport, Johnson City, Bristol. I can't remember which city it was.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
in Tennessee.
Yeah. They're all right
Kingsport, Bristol.
in Johnson City.
Okay.
They call
You can hit them.
them the Tri-Cities because you can hit any of the ones from
I love that. You can hit any of them from the three.
the other within like 5 mile distance or something.
Right.
That's why they call it the Tri-Cities. And she had me start talking to her 14-year-old daughter, and I said I didn't want to. And she gave her daughter my name and everything, and her daughter was wanting to date me, and she was wanting me to. The lady was wanting me to date her daughter, and I was like no, and I tried to be a pervert to get her to leave me alone. And then I said all I want is sex. And
Who'd you tell that to? The daughter or the mom or what?
I know the daughter, and I'm wanting to say the mom too.
What was it? What was the mom's name?
I can't believe he's telling this story. Like, he just said, like, I mean, that's not a. He's trying to say, I was just trying to be a pervert to get them to go away. But no, he was like, all I want is sex. If you got a daughter, all I want is sex.
I couldn't tell you. This has been, I think, I'm trying to go back in my mind. 2000, 2001.
How old were you then? 21, 20?
Yeah. And it's like,
So the mom asked you to
I
talk
was
to
trying
the
to
daughter,
get, yeah, I'm
and
trying
you
to
start talking to her, and then the mom wants
Like,
you...
that's almost like a Curb situation where, when, like, you know, Larry in the newer episodes, he wears the MAGA hat because he gets, like, there's that, like, people will leave you alone when you have it on, so he walks around, or, like, a motorcyclist goes to, like, you know, road rage him, and he puts the hat on, and he's like, okay, you're good, and then it backfires on him at the end. Like, that's Dustin. Like, he's like, yeah, I just want sex, thinking that it'll work, and then it immediately backfires on him. Hey, back's all English.
to start dating her daughter?
Yeah.
Did she ask you that online to date her daughter?
Yeah.
Believe so, and actually I told the mom was asking me what I was doing for my birthday. I told her I was going out to dinner at a Japanese steakhouse. What was the name? I'm trying to think. That's what I'm saying. My memory's bad.
You just said you had a good memory.
I mean, that's part of cerebral palsy. I think is a little damage there yonder. It was some kind of Chinese or a Japanese steakhouse. I told her.
I told her.
She shows up looking for me
She's
The mom
looking
did.
for me.
with the daughter.
With the daughter.
That was a little strange. And
I love how, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, how kind of, like, tea spilling he's doing right now. Like, he's doing that, like, your voice goes up. Like, he's really in the moment of telling the story. Like, can you believe this? She shows up with the daughter.
the man was the woman's boyfriend was a cop, and I mean, I apologized and I cleared it up without going to.
What'd you have to apologize for, though, if she wanted you to date her daughter?
I was trying to cover anything up just so I didn't go to jail or anything,
I'm trying to cover it all up.
because I mean, people.
There's something missing from that story. That
They're
don't make no
big
sense.
time.
I understand,
Big
sir.
time.
I'm trying to
Okay,
think.
so you got online, and the mother wants you to go out with their daughter or something, and you tried to act like a pervert so that you wouldn't, so she wouldn't want you to date her daughter.
Yeah,
Right? That's what you're telling
yeah.
me.
And
What type of things did you say?
I just want sex.
I just
That's all
want
you
sex.
said.
I believe so. I didn't go into no details like in that thing over there. I guarantee that. I had never met the girl or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean,
So when you said you just wanted sex, what happened then?
next thing I know, she was upset and crying, and I was like,
At the restaurant?
no, I didn't say this at the restaurant.
Okay, you said this online?
This was after the restaurant. They didn't find me at the restaurant.
Hey, buddy.
we was back there in the back at
Can we get you purring? You start purring? Can we start the kitty engine up?
far end table, I think, and they didn't see us or something. I knew what the mom looked like, and I can't remember if I seen a picture of the daughter or not, but I remember the woman had a...
So where did you meet this cop and the girl and the mom at?
I never met them.
Oh, okay.
The mom asked me, I think it was a mom, asked me where it was, what I was doing for my birthday, because, I mean, yeah, my birthday's November 15th.
He's so bad at telling stories.
You know, people ask, who?
Right.
That's a common thing online. When's your birthday?
Right.
And you, without saying, they try to get to know you. What do you do for
Well, what I'm saying is, before this birthday thing, you told her you just wanted to have sex.
No, I told her after that.
After the birthday thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they're going to find me there, it's a little strange. And, I mean,
you told her after that.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
And she was upset, and I tried to resolve the issue. And I went to the technical school I was going to then. And I come home that day, and Mom's second husband says, there's a cop calling here for you. I'm like, what's going on? And it was, I don't know, it wasn't a sheriff, it was a police officer, and he said that they are thinking about filing charges. And Mom talked to him, and I don't know the whole story, that it's like, if he apologizes, we'll leave you alone. So I apologized, you know, and because I don't like trouble.
Yeah. So you never got a ticket or anything for it? Or
No.
never had to go to court?
No, it was settled over the phone. And
do you remember the girl's name?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay. How old was she?
Oh, it was settled over the phone because his mother got on the phone and was like, he's disabled and he didn't mean it. All this stuff. Like, he didn't talk his way out of this. He definitely had his mother speak to the other mother or the cop. Like, you can't do this to him. Hey, TCAP Theater.
I want to say 14. That's why I didn't want to talk to her in the first place. I mean, I knew back then not to talk to
Tri-Cities.
people younger. Because, I mean, and I thought it was weird that the mom wanted me to talk to the daughter.
If you knew, why did you talk to this girl?
I'll talk to anybody on the internet, but I didn't mean for anything to escalate to the way it did neither.
All right.
And I mean, you say things and you don't think. I mean, we all do. I'd say, and I know what's in that. And
you got time to think about it now on what you said, on some of the things you said, correct?
yeah, and I mean,
So let's get that again. What is it?
To think about it now on what you said, on some of the things you said, correct?
Think about now what you said on some of the things you said. Think about it.
yeah, and I mean,
Well, let me
I egged a lot of it on, and she did a couple things. So
And I understand both ways.
what did she do to egg it on?
like, she called me today, wanting me to come up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you were telling her you were her boyfriend, right? You wanted to marry her.
After she's 18,
Okay.
if we got along. Yeah, if you read that.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna read it.
I'm
and
sure I'll probably flip-flop.
Here's the problem we got.
Yeah.
You ready for the problem?
Yeah.
Is you don't want to go to jail for a long time.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, you don't want to go for jail for a long time. Yes. So you do.
I want to know.
Blessings, Day. I hope you're home from work.
To know the story on what your intent is and what you're planning on doing, okay? And some of these things I'm going to need you to explain because a jury and a judge are going to be looking at these things, right?
Okay.
And they're going to say to
That's right, Eel. It's only fair that the 8-year-old daughter or sister and the 13-year-old both go to jail. It's what is fair. If Dustin has to go, everybody has to go. Hey, Chris Brumlow. Also, I don't know. I didn't hear about this before, but this morning I was on YouTube and I watched a story about a singer from the band Lost Prophets. His name is Ian Watkins. One of the most disturbed, evil people of all time. Like, when it comes to, like, sexual abuse and pedophilia. I cannot believe the things that he did and claimed to do and how nothing was done about it. Like, he was very open about what he did with minors and what he wanted to do. And anytime somebody went to the cops, they were just like, nah. The only reason he got busted was they raided his apartment, or they went to his apartment on a drug charge and then found all of his CSAM. And then that's the only reason why he got arrested for it. I read the judge's order about which explained what he did, and I'm not going to read it on stream. I don't want to read it again. It really, really is upsetting. Like, what he did. It's please do so, Evil of McNuggets. Like, I'm not going to talk about what he did, but honestly, like, the whole system failed on that one. Like, it was just crazy. But yeah, if you want to, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it's all public record. You can read the judge's order. It goes into not explanation, but all the charges are explained and why he was given that charge. And if there's a hell, that guy has to just be, like, go in there and be tortured. Legitimately evil. Like, I've never been more upset reading something than what that guy did.
Themselves, this guy here.
Hey, Ben Cartwright in Wichita Man.
Might have been willing to kill this girl or something.
No, sir.
Because some of this stuff looks pretty bad. But let's establish right up front. You knew.
I haven't watched Dreadings. I saw, like, a random video about it. I can't remember from who. And then Penguin Zero also did a video that was, like, recommended. So I watched both of them.
Knew that she was 13.
I thought she was...
Hold on.
But yeah, like, I just wanted to talk about, because I had no clue about it, especially because what type of community we are. But it's so upsetting. Like,
I told you, we're going to be honest with each other, all right? I've been totally honest with you and up front.
Yes, sir.
I expect the same back, okay? If you'd have thought if you wouldn't have known she was 13 or something, why were you right away worried about a cop and telling her I can't talk to you? In several chats. And telling her how to, I mean...
Did I?
I can read this chat right here, and it talks about her being 13 later on, and that is 13 days ago. And you're telling her how to get rid of stuff on the computer so nobody knows what you're talking about.
I didn't want her to get in trouble, so we couldn't even speak.
Okay.
And I don't
Did you not want her to get in trouble, or were you worried about you getting in trouble, or both?
I was worried about her getting in trouble.
You weren't worried about you getting in trouble?
Mm.
When the first thing you say is you're making sure there's not a cop or anything because you don't want instant trouble?
I mean, the
Again,
part... Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm being honest, sir. The part about showing her how to clear that...
Right.
Well, so she didn't get in trouble with her parents because she said she wasn't supposed to be on the internet chatting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want her to get in trouble like that, and I mean, if I get in trouble, I mean, I have to deal with the consequences. I'm dealing with them now, and
no, you're not trying to deal with them. You're trying to get out of them, Dustin.
I hate them, and I made some stupid choices, and I don't want to.
I made some stupid choices, but I don't want to pay for them, is basically what he's saying.
I could take it back, and I don't want to hurt nobody. And that's the truth. And I said some stupid things in there, and
When you tell her to, you want to hide the stuff that's on there and how to archive stuff, you know, a lot of this leads up to you wanting to protect yourself more than worrying about her. Am I pretty accurate on that?
yeah, I was thinking more of her, but yeah, it was for me too. And like I said, I don't want trouble.
I mean,
I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
I'm not blaming you, but what I got to get to the bottom of here,
I know.
okay?
I'm being honest with you, sir.
I've got to get to the bottom of what's going on. And when you tell me half the truth first, and then the other half of the truth later on, and I got to ask 10 more questions, all you're doing is make it hard on me. And like I told you, judge and jury's going to hear this. You have things in here asking her
Yeah,
if she's had.
Danny G. They taught me how to stream. Hey, Danny G, what's up? And Pee Wee, what's up, brother? Oh, wow. If it isn't Allison Marie Armstrong, I'm working. I can't make your stream.
Had her first period yet?
I know.
Oh, hang on. Let's go back. He's going to read Dustin, like, what he wrote and make Dustin say it. Hey, Heisenberg. Well, I would play Jim Roush if you were hotter than him.
On, and I got to ask 10 more questions. All you're doing is make it hard on me. And like I told you, judge and jury's going to hear this.
I love it.
You have things in here asking her
Yeah,
if she's had her first period yet.
I know.
You have things in here that sound as if you want to take her off somewhere, buy her from her mom.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I said a lot of things.
That you're willing to take her, marry her. You want her to send her panties,
I know that one was. I don't know.
her social security number,
Like I said,
so that you can find her.
if something happened after, if we lost contact between now and when she was 18, that's what that was for. I'm being totally honest. And the paintings was a stupid thing, and I was just to see if she was real.
All right.
And that's being honest.
On the 13th, you knew she was a 13-year-old girl, correct? By what I just read you, and you just told me that, right?
I'm guessing so. I'm bad with dates.
Okay. That was 7 days ago. Supposedly is what you're thinking, or
Oh, that's great. I'm bad with dates. All right, that was 7 days ago. Like, come on, Dustin. Come on, man.
And the paintings was a stupid thing, and I was just to see if she was real.
all right.
And that's being honest.
On the 13th, you knew she was a 13-year-old girl, correct? By what I just read you, and you just told me that, right?
I'm guessing so. I'm bad with dates.
Okay. That was 7 days ago.
That was 7 days ago.
And she been virgin, supposedly is what you're thinking, or whatever. You're saying, I
She
can't
said
wait.
she was.
You're saying, I can't wait to get your cherry.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm an old man, I might have been out of the system for a while, but that means that you're
know.
going
Take
to
her virginity.
you're going to take her virginity.
But-
Wow, Dustin came
Now,
right out and
hold on a
said it.
second, and you can't.
Like, first off, Dudinsky knows what that is. I also like when they make the other person say, because then it shows that they... Because some people can say, I don't know what I was saying, I just said it, I don't know what it means. But I just love how he sets Dustin up there to actually answer.
Came up here
I didn't have that
11 o'clock at night to meet
because I couldn't get here any faster.
her. Okay.
I'd have been here during the day,
Would you? You'd been here during the day.
and I'm being honest.
You've sent her pornography over the internet. Is that
one
correct?
photo,
And what's that a photo of?
because she said she'd never seen a penis before.
Mm-hmm. And why did you send it to her?
I don't know. I don't know, because she said she never seen one.
Okay.
And I mean, if somebody asks me a question out of curiosity or how do I do something, I'm stupid enough to tell them. You know, I try to help people. I share knowledge if I have
Hey,
it.
remember, we're being honest with
I know.
each other.
I know.
Okay?
I'm
Well,
being
let's-
honest with
Let's be honest, okay?
I am.
If somebody asks you how to build a birdhouse, you might send them a diagram, okay?
you. Yeah, but
A
that's
girl that
stupid.
age asks you or says she never seen a penis, and I don't recall her asking you. I've read the entire string of chat, and she never asked you to send her what a picture of penis would look like, right?
I asked her if she wanted to see
Hold
it,
on.
and she said yeah.
Hold on. But she's asking you or telling you she's not seen a penis or nothing, right?
Correct.
Were you trying to get her excited about sex?
No.
What?
No, sir.
Yeah,
How many of these chats do I have to read out loud for you to say the truth of what you were doing? You're asking her to touch herself. You're asking her if you show up, will she touch you? If that's not trying to get somebody excited about sex, what's it trying to do? You're not sending a birdhouse.
There was a few of them that was.
Did you send that pornography to introduce her to sex?
No, sir.
Why did you send it then?
Because she said she never seen one, and I mean, I'm being honest.
Okay. Why does a girl that age have to see one?
I don't know.
I love Dudinsky saying that. Like he said like just how he's just controlling Dustin. Like, you know, why does a 13-year-old girl need to see that? I don't know. Because you were trying to get her excited. No. Hey, Carlito.
I don't have no answer for that one. There is no
Was it to educate her about sex?
Yes.
subconsciously, I guess so, because I mean, I didn't think that when I seen it neither, and I mean, I was just
She was your
So-
she was your girlfriend on the internet, and I can appreciate that. A girlfriend, you know, you're
I
thinking
know, and I mean,
you're thinking you're gonna have a girlfriend for life, correct?
yeah, because I get lonely, and I mean,
Understood.
a lot of people look down upon me for my disability, and it hurts, and
Hey,
I've
Hey.
had mental breakdowns.
you're looking at a chubby bald guy, buddy. It ain't
Well, you ain't chubby. I'm chubby.
it ain't easy. I know it ain't easy.
So, I mean,
Okay. I know it
I
ain't
just-
easy, man. But you met her. She was your girlfriend. You were gonna come up here. You were gonna meet her. You're gonna watch some movies, right?
yeah, that's what
What
she said.
movies were you gonna watch?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
If
figured the way she described her
if
parents,
she
I
was
figured she
if
had.
she was willing, based on everything you said, were you gonna have sex with her?
You want the honest truth?
That's why I'm sitting here.
No, he wants you to lie, Dustin.
I was going to meet her, and we may not have, if we got along, if not.
Why did you bring the KY jelly? It was to have sex, correct? With the
If
virgin.
if it led up to that, because, I mean, like I said, if it led up to that, if I didn't plan on having sex, I didn't come up here planning on not having sex, having it either way. Like I said, I picked it up. I grabbed it. I grabbed a few things real
Okay.
quick.
You grab. Okay. If I'm going out on a first date, my first thought isn't throw some KY jelly in the truck. If I know that this girl is a sure thing, I'm gonna throw some KY jelly in the truck.
And the Dudinsky ain't lying. He's tossing that thing in the truck.
And I mean,
Did you throw the KY jelly in the truck because you're pretty sure you're gonna have sex if somebody wants you to come
No.
that far to see them?
no, sir. I mean,
You didn't take it that she wanted to have sex from. Do I have to read the chats?
no, sir.
Okay.
No.
You pretty much knew
It
that
was
you were coming up here for sex, correct?
No, sir. It was one of those 50-50 things, and I understand where you're coming
Are
from.
you gonna make me read the chats again?
No, sir. I understand what we said, and
Dustin, are you going to make me read this chat again? Like, he just explained it to you, and now you're lying again? I love that. He's like, Dustin, am I going to have to break more of this fucking chat out?
Okay.
I asked her if we was. And
Where do you want my sperm first?
I don't know.
Mouth, pussy, or ass?
I
I just love the deadpan like when these guys are read their like filthy shit, one, they feel embarrassed, but also it's like a sobering effect to them, like shit. Let's go back.
What we said, and
Okay.
I asked her if we was. And
Where do you want my sperm first?
I don't know.
Mouth, pussy, or ass?
Like, how did Dustin just not go, okay, take me to jail right now, I'm done talking? Like, how does he... There's still 50 minutes left in this fucking thing.
I mean, that wasn't in reference of meeting today.
Okay. All I want to do, okay,
A lot of
is get on with this interview, but we got to get over this hurdle,
I know.
okay?
I know.
We
I'm
got to
being-
get to the truth
I'm
of why
I'm
you threw
being
the
honest.
KY jelly in there. Did you come up here expecting to have sex with this girl because of her emails back to you? And
No,
you
sir.
saying you want to have sex, and she's like, yeah, sounds cool.
No, sir. I mean, it was one of those 50-50 things she wanted.
One of those 50-50 things, like, there's 50-50% chance, so it's a pretty good chance I'd have saw her, but it's one of them 50-50 things. It can go both ways.
That sounds cool.
No, sir. I mean, it was one of those 50-50 things she wanted.
50-50.
If we could have had sex, we could not have had sex, and I mean...
Dustin, shut up! Like,
But you would have had sex
we could have had sex, we could have not had sex. Like, you're not helping yourself, dude.
if you hit it off with her.
If we got along and I thought it was a meaningful relationship, honestly, then yeah.
Okay.
But if we didn't get along,
Oh, Wes, that's great. It's probably the only not boring thing about you was cheater pop, excuse me. Wes says, when I was catching those married cheaters on Cheater Pop, I would make them play chat log trivia. They would get so embarrassed. It's awesome.
no. Because I'm not one of these people that...
Well, you asked her to be naked for you to get here. In one of your chats way back when y'all talked about meeting, the first time you said something about being naked when you get there, or in your panties or something like that. Forget exactly.
In your
how
bra
you-
and in your panties.
I'm trying to think of that one myself, sir.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest.
I
mean,
want to get you drunk.
later on.
This is a
Yeah.
12-year-old girl. Do you know the drinking age in Kentucky?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
say...
21.
Oh, it,
Do you know the drinking age? 18. It's 21.
Yeah. This is a
Yeah.
12-year-old girl. Do you know the drinking age in Kentucky?
18.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
say...
21.
I love how Dudinsky doesn't answer immediately. Like, do you know, it's almost like he's internally sighing. Like, he hears Dustin say 18. I also think maybe he's just expecting Dustin to say 21. And so when he doesn't hear 21, it takes his brain a second to catch up.
Kentucky.
18.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
say...
21.
21.
Oh, it,
But let me
yeah,
tell
I
you-
He
mean,
doesn't even look up at Dustin.
yeah,
Let me
it's
tell you
21,
this,
but I
okay?
wouldn't...
Remember what I told you before about a judge and jury's going to hear this?
I know.
This sounds to me like you wanted to hurt somebody. Would
Yeah.
you be mad if I got you drunk and had sex with you however I wanted and the next day you were in pain? I want to F you really hard one time. Now, when you were
Yeah.
coming up here,
I forgot I even had that conversation.
okay, that's what you want to do. That's what you're telling her you want to do.
That
Okay.
was not...
If you have a meaningful relationship, were you wanting to have a meaningful relationship and make love to this girl, or were you wanting to just do her real hard and treat her bad and beat on her? Or
I was
what?
wanting to have a real...
Jesus Christ. I forgot. That's one of the craziest questions. Like, he asks Dustin is like, did you want a real relationship or did you want to beat on her and treat her bad?
To have a meaningful relationship and make love to this girl, or were you wanting to just do her real hard and treat her bad and beat on her? Or
I was
what?
wanting to have a real relationship with her.
I like how Dustin, instead of just saying I didn't want a relationship with her, he says he picks the lesser of the two options. Like, you didn't have to pick either of them, Dustin. You could have said I didn't want a relationship with him. But Dustin's brain, thinking he was given two answers, two answers that they're both bad answers, and he goes with the less bad one. Nay, loving Lorne.
Yeah.
That was meant for much later on, and I don't even know why I did that. You know?
But if things would have worked out, you'd have had sex with her tonight.
If we got along and stuff, and I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I mean, I've met people offline before, and I've met people.
You spend a lot of time on the computer?
Yeah, because I mean, I sit there and I play games on the computer and on the Xbox 360, and it's, I mean, I don't have much else to do because, I mean, I've tried to look for a real job. And it's impossible to find a job. It's going to be real impossible after this. But people look so down.
Computer's a good thing. You know, if used correctly, a computer's a good place to meet friends.
Yeah, and I mean, other than this situation, that other one I told you about, I've never done.
I really appreciate NCA is posting like chats, like Dustin chats in the chat. So, you know, that's why the dude asks, were you going to treat her bad? Because as NCA put, you bad girl spanks you. And then he also, Dustin says, pain and pleasure are sometimes the same.
Anything like that.
What all chat rooms do you visit?
The Tennessee ones I listed earlier, like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, I think.
How do they look on the internet? Is it Tennessee 1 or something?
Yeah. You just sign in, and then a wrestling chat room.
Wrestling chat room. Have you ever met anybody in any other chat rooms that you've had sex with?
Yes.
Any of them underage?
No, sir.
No, sir.
That is,
No.
I don't.
What's
what do you
their
guys
screen
think? Do you think Dustin is lying and that he's never had sex, or is he lying that he had sex with an underage girl? What do you guys think happened? Because I don't. I mean, he was married, so Dustin does talk a lot, and so I'm thinking. I don't know what to think. It's kind of. It's just like a weird scenario. Merlin, will you stop it? Come here. Come here. Come here. Jump up. Come on. Come on.
Do you remember any of them?
Boy.
I can
Oh.
try to.
Hey, see you, Carrot Gaming.
XX, Perfect Drug, XX, I think.
XXX, Perfect Drug.
Where did you meet these people at? Which chat rooms? The same ones?
This has been over years and years, so it's hard to say.
No, Wes, I know, I'm not saying that, is he a virgin? Like, I know he was married. What I was asking in that particular scenario, when he says he has met people, do you think he's lying that it was underage, basically, what I was saying?
And she was talking to me about she had moved back to Tennessee and she would like to see me again, and I was like, okay. I talked to her some, and then she disappeared again.
The one you, not this one, the one you had sex with.
Yeah, and she was, I want to say 21.
21. Nobody underage.
No, sir.
All right.
No, sir.
What's your cell phone number?
Ow. Okay, so he's getting some information from Dustin, so we're just about halfway. So what I want to do, whoops, let me take this down. NCAA sent me some cool stuff, so let's get this up right here. Let's do. So NCAA sent me the judgment regarding Dustin, like what the judge said. Should we read his letter? Hang on, let me see. Is this displaying it? No. All right, let's get this display capture. Dustin letter. All right, hang on 1 second. Window. There's a part in the chat where Dustin says he hooked up with a drunk girl and they had sex, and later on she called on saying he took advantage of her. Fuck her, I got what I want. Jesus, I've never read Dustin's chat log. So Lulling Lorne just said he hooked up with a drunk girl and they had sex, and later on she called saying he took advantage of her, and Dustin said, fuck her, I got what I want. So Dustin doesn't care if he assaults somebody, as long as he gets to have sex. Hey, Gangos. All right. Let me get this like this. Okay, now let me get my special guest. If my guest is ready, I'm going to call you, and we're going to read this chat log. Hey, Awhnest. I'm just being honest.
Hello.
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 Hey, everybody, it's
How you
Will.
doing?
Will, are you there?
Yeah, no, it's Judge Greer.
It's Judge Greer.
I oversaw this case. I thought I'd hop on and lend you my thoughts.
Thank you very much. Hang on, let me do this. You're just a little low. I gotta pump you up. Okay. All right, so I sent you... Do you have the document up in front of you?
I do.
Okay. So, thank you to... hey, Jinx. Hang on, Dustin letter. Let me move this over a little bit. So, this is the letter that the judge sent regarding the revocation of supervised release for Dustin. So I had to get an FBI agent in here so that he could explain all this stuff.
Yeah, I moonlight as an FBI agent, but my day job is overseeing Dustin's case specifically as the judge.
Yeah. So I'll start here, and then we can probably just go back and forth. So as you can see right here, I'm highlighting it with my mouse. The judge's name is Judge Greer. So who else but Ilrear should come on when the judge's name is Judge Greer? Like, I can't believe.
I mean, it's just perfect.
Like, we live
It's
in
amazing.
a simulation. Like Lauren's probation officer is Maria. Like, it's like Woodcock is the judge. Like, there's so many. Like, the federal attorney who was prosecuting Lauren was Attorney Casey. Like, how does this keep happening where we keep getting the same names?
Yeah, if there's an 87 somewhere in this document, I mean, that just confirms that this is all. It's all connected.
There's Lauren is 20014, and this is 2155000. So there's some of the numbers there, but anyway. So this is the United States of America versus Justin McFetridge. So this is the agreed order of revocation. A petition for revocation of supervised release has been filed against the defendant, Dustin McFetridge, and defendant admits that he has violated the conditions of his supervised release as specified in violation numbers 1 through 3 in the petition. An agreement has been reached between the parties, recommending that Mr. McFetridge's supervised release should be revoked and that he should receive a sentence of time served followed by lifetime supervision. So this first paragraph said that he admits to violating parts of the petition, but that they're revoking his supervised release and just charging him with time served for those violations. So
Okay, and he's still on lifetime supervised. Like that's that's what they're giving up.
Lifetime supervised release. So he'll be on. It looks like he'll be. Wait, he should receive a sentence of time. So okay. So I guess he's getting time served for the petition violations. He will still be on supervised release, but as far as, like, I guess him going to class and stuff, I guess he's been released of all those, is what it sounds like. He will just be on probation or supervised release. Here, we'll keep reading and see what happens here. Mr. McFetridge agrees to waive his right to a hearing pursuant to Rule 32 of the Rules of Criminal Procedure, waive his right to at a revocation hearing, and asks that the agreement of the defendant and the government pursuant to Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure be found to be a proper sentence. In doing so, the defendant acknowledges that he's giving up the following rights. The right to the assistance of counsel for his defense, the right to see and hear all the witnesses and have them cross-examined in his defense, the right on his own part not to testify unless he chose to do so in his defense, and the right to issuance a subpoena to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on his behalf. The court has considered the Chapter 7 policy statement in the United States Sentencing Guidelines. The violations above constitute grade C violations for which an advisory guideline range of 3 to 9 months would apply given his criminal history. The court has considered the advising guideline range. The court has considered the statutory maximum of 36 months imprisonment. The court also considers the factors listed in 18 U.S.C. So he's being charged for those violations 3 to 9 months?
Yeah, that's...
But he's then getting time served.
But no more than 36.
He's getting charged for those violations, but he's just being... His rule is just time served? Because he's not going back to jail.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So essentially they're saying, like, you've already served this punishment.
Okay.
So you're good to go. That's my understanding of it.
Based on the foregoing, the court finds that the recommended sentence is sufficient, but not greater than necessary, to comply with the purpose set forth in 18 U.S.C. While taking into consideration all of those factors and the Chapter 7 policy, specifically, the court finds that the defendant has admitted that the proof could establish be a preponderance of the evidence that he committed the violations as specified in violation numbers 1 through 3 in the petition. It is hereby ordered, therefore, that the defendant's supervised release is hereby revoked. The defendant is hereby sentenced to time served following by lifetime supervision release. While on supervised release, the defendant shall comply with the following mandatory conditions of supervision adopted by his court in Local Rule 8310. So, at least he's still on, like he's on lifetime supervision. Like, it's still good. What it sounded like at first is that he was just cut loose, which would be bad.
Right.
The defendant must not commit another federal, state, or local crime. The defendant must not unlawfully possess a controlled substance. The defendant must refrain from unlawful use of a controlled substance. The defendant must cooperate in the collection of DNA as directed by the probation officer. To promote respect for the law, prevent recidivism, and aid in the adequate supervision, the defendant shall also comply with the following standard conditions of supervised, adopted by this court in Rule 8310. The defendant must report to the probation office in the federal judicial district where the defendant is authorized to reside within 72 hours of release from the imprisonment or the time you were sentenced, unless the probation officer instructs the defendant to report to a different probation office or within a different time frame. Justifications. This condition is an administrative requirement of supervision. You want to take over at number 2?
Yeah, sure. After initially reporting to the probation office, the defendant will receive instructions from the court or the probation officer about how and when the defendant must report to the probation officer. And the defendant must report to the probation officer as instructed. Justification. This condition is an administrative requirement of supervision. 3, the defendant must knowingly leave the federal judicial district where the defendant is authorized, must not knowingly leave the federal judicial district where the defendant is authorized to reside without first getting permission from the court or the probation officer. So this is like Lorne. He can't presumably leave his state. I guess.
That's what he needs to, like, the other state's probation offices need to be notified and I guess approved before he actually goes somewhere. Like, they need to know that he's on the move.
Yeah, right. All eyes on Dustin.
Yeah.
Justification. This condition is an administrative requirement of supervision. The defendant must answer truthfully the questions asked by the defendant's probation officer. Justification. This condition, they're all the same justification. I wonder if this implies that he has to take a polygraph test. I guess maybe that's another one later on. 5. The defendant must live in a place approved by the probation officer if the defendant plans to change where the defendant lives or anything about the defendant's living arrangements, such as the people the defendant lives with. The defendant must notify the probation officer at least 10 days before the change. If notifying the probation officer in advance is not possible due to unanticipated circumstances, the defendant must notify the probation officer within 72 hours of becoming aware of a change or expected change. Justification: the condition will assist the probation officer in monitoring the defendant for protection of the community. 6, the defendant must allow the probation officer to visit the defendant at any time at the defendant's home or elsewhere, and the defendant must permit the probation officer to take any items prohibited by the conditions of the defendant's supervision that the probation officer observes in a plain view.
So that's
justification:
good.
this condition.
Yeah, so they have the jurisdiction that where he lives, like, they are allowed to go in at any point and search his residence, like,
and take anything.
And
like
take
if he has a smartphone, like Lauren, they can just fucking take it. Or David K. Right? Yeah. Several smartphones, so that's good. The defendant must work full time, at least 30 hours per week, at a lawful type of employment, unless the probation officer excuses the defendant from doing so. If the defendant does not have full-time employment, the defendant must try to find full-time employment.
I wonder if that's if Dustin, like, because I would imagine he's on disability or like is trying to claim disability. So is that, would they excuse, like, I'm sure this is a blanket rule for everybody, like, on probation, like, you need to be working. But I wonder if Dustin is excused, due to his physical disabilities.
I don't think so. Because he said, it's hard for me to find work. But he can find work. I mean, like, he can't do, a factory job or whatever. But he can sit at a desk and do something.
Especially now when things move to work from home. Like, he could definitely find a job that he could just work from, like, a home office, like, in his house, bearing in mind that he probably needs a monitoring service to do so.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully.
I would assume that would be, he would try and be like, well, I can't work because of this, and they would see right through that bullshit. So I don't think that this is modified for him.
Okay.
Unless the probation officer excuses the defendant from doing so. If the defendant plans to change where the defendant works or anything about the defendant's work, such as the defendant's position or job responsibilities, the defendant must notify the probation officer at least 10 days before the change. If notifying the probation officer at least 10 days in advance is not possible due to unanticipated circumstances, the defendant must notify the probation officer within 72 hours of becoming aware of a change or expected change. Justification: this condition will reduce... Go ahead.
I wonder if that's like if you get like a promotion where they're like they promote you that day. I would imagine that's like an unanticipated circumstance where like you can then as long as you immediately tell them like, hey, I just went to work and they're offering me this position to start today. Like, I'm sure that would be like an unanticipated circumstance. Like, I would assume.
Yeah, that would. But I think what the subtext here is more implying in terms of like people on probation is if you get fired that day, you need to inform them immediately.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
Within 72 hours.
It's more so you need to tell them immediately.
They're not going to be like, Dustin, you've been doing such great work from home. Why don't you go watch the kids on the playground? Like, I need to inform my probation officer. Justification: this condition will reduce the risk of recidivism and provide for defendant rehabilitation. So basically just keep you busy for 30 hours a week minimum.
Right, and that's what we want Lauren. Like, when people call his job and fuck with them, don't do, like, Lauren needs to work. One, he'd be off the government's tit, and then also he would be too busy to try to do anything else.
Yeah. 8, the defendant must not communicate or interact with someone the defendant knows is engaged in criminal activity. If the defendant knows someone has been convicted of a felony, the defendant must not knowingly communicate or interact with the person without first getting permission from the probation officer. Justification: this condition is aimed at reducing the risk of recidivism and providing for public safety. Interesting note about number 8 here is that he has to attend rape class, which is exclusively with other felons, so I guess that's not part of it. Well, but that's interesting.
Has he been kicked out of that class? Because, like, that was one of the whole reasons for his court dates the last couple of years, is because he wasn't interacting or participating in his class. So was he kicked from that class, or does this mean he part of this agreement or this ruling NCA, does this mean that he no longer has to take that class? Because that's bullshit if he doesn't have to. But like you said, Eel, he would be engaged with people for criminal activity.
Yeah. He's being set up to fail. He's being railroaded by the system. I would try some bullshit like that in court. Like, dude, you're setting me up to fail. These are the only people I'm forced to interact with, and if I become friends with them, I'm breaking my probation? That's bullshit. Number 9, if the defendant is arrested or questioned by a law enforcement officer, the defendant must notify the probation officer within 72 hours, similarly to how a police officer showed up to Lauren's place during that Ramona call. Justification.
Cops. Like the way he whispers into the phone and shushes Ramona.
I love it when he's like it's a cop. Like he's so beside himself.
So here, NCA real quick. NCA says that's correct. He's exactly like Lauren. He was kicked from that provider, and it was originally intended he would go to another provider. As for this, I'm not sure, but I expect he has to, but with another provider. Okay, that's good. It would be bizarre to me if they reward him for not participating in class with making him not have to take the class. So, like...
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
And I would assume he has to find his new provider, much like Lauren has to find his.
Definitely.
It sucks extra. Number 10, the defendant must not own, possess, or have access to a firearm, ammunition, destructive device, or dangerous weapon, i.e. anything that was designed or was modified for the specific purpose of causing bodily injury or death to another person, such as nunchucks. Really? Or tasers? He can't have nunchucks.
They specified.
Yeah.
Or tasers.
It's got to be.
Like nunchucks.
Right. That is like the strangest thing to ever read on a legal document. I wonder if that's like boilerplate. I would assume it is, but that would be so weird if the person typing this up was like, I don't know, like fucking nunchucks, whatever.
Maybe because I guess nunchucks, like somebody tried to make the point that they're not like a weapon. They're like, I don't know. Like the reason why they're specifically names lead me to believe that they had an issue with it in the past, so they actually added it into the rule.
Right. Yeah, it's not a sharp object or a firearm. It's a blunt object. So is it really a weapon? Yes, it's a weapon, Dustin. Get rid of your nunchucks.
Correct.
Justification. This condition will provide for public and officer safety. So an officer shows up to Dustin's house and he's got like nunchucks, back the fuck off, asshole.
Could you imagine Dustin flipping those nunchucks like...
I know. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Okay. Number 11. The defendant must not act or make any agreement with a law enforcement agency to act as a confidential human source or informant without first getting the permission of the court. Justification. The condition is aimed at reducing the risk of recidivism and providing for public safety. 12. If the probation officer determines that the defendant poses a risk to another person, including an organization, the probation officer may require the defendant to notify the person about the risk, and the defendant must comply with that instruction. The probation officer may contact the person and confirm that the defendant has notified the person about the risk. Justification, this condition is aimed at reducing the risk of recidivism and providing for public safety. Okay. 13, the defendant must follow the instructions of the probation officer related to the conditions of supervision. Justification, the condition is an administrative requirement of supervision.
Dan Jones, that's a good question. I would imagine that would be like a medical cleared like thing for him. Was he allowed a cane in prison, or was he just always?
I would assume so.
Because Lauren said he pushed him around when they both got arrested in jail.
Oh.
But I think you can petition.
It might be like shoelaces. Like you can't have shoelaces in jail, so they might just like remove any shit. But then again, I feel like a wheelchair would be more dangerous. Like it's more material.
There's like metal and stuff. Like you could take it apart and actually become more of a weapon. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll start from here since it's a new section.
Right.
While on supervised release, the defendant shall also abide by the following special conditions. So I guess these are maybe specific to him now, like special conditions.
Yeah.
So, the defendant shall participate... Okay, here we go. They're still telling him to. The defendant shall participate in a program of sex offender mental health treatment at his or her own expense, as approved by the probation officer, until such time as she is discharged from the program by the provider and as approved by the probation officer. The defendant shall comply with the policies and procedures of the treatment program. The defendant shall waive all rights to confidentiality regarding sex offender mental health treatment in order to allow release of information to the United States probation officer and to authorize open communication between the probation office and the treatment providers. Any reference to the defendant saying paying for counseling, treatment, and/or assessment is an indication that the United States Probation Office will conduct a routine financial assessment of the defendant's ability to pay. So, good. They're telling him you need to go find a class and pay for it. So,
yeah.
Justification. The Sex Offender Management Procedures Manual provided by the Administrative Office of the United States Courts states that sex offenders required to register under the Sex Offender Registry and Notification Act of 2006, SORNA, should be evaluated for participation in sex offense-specific treatment. The defendant would benefit from treatment, learning how to avoid triggers that may cause him to reoffend, which would in turn...
Oh, triggers!
Triggers, yeah, that's Lauren's new word.
Yeah,
triggers.
Lauren's favorite word. That's right.
Which would in turn protect the public from future crimes from the defendant. Number 2. The defendant shall have no direct or third-party contact by any means available to him or her with any victims of a sex offense committed by the defendant. SO 15062. Justification. This condition is related to the nature and circumstances of the defense. Any contact or attempt to contact with the victims could cause them to feel violated and victimized again. This condition is recommended to protect the victims and to protect the defendant in this case, as well as to protect the public from future crimes. So it is great that they specifically list that. Like, you are not allowed to contact or go anywhere near... Like, Dustin doesn't have well, he may, but I'm just saying, like, what he was charged with, it was a sting, so luckily there wasn't an actual girl, but...
That's actually a really interesting point, because do you think that the police or the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation or some part of this found who that girl was that he was talking to, and he was just being... I just want sex, that he was talking that to?
Honestly...
Do you think that they found that person?
I feel like we would have heard about it more because... But also, when this aired, they may have seen it and been like, oh my god, that's Dustin, and they could have called, like, the police station and, like, said something. I don't remember it ever being in any of his other court hearings, like, affected Sarah
they would
Jane.
they'd probably want to, keep that person's privacy,
right.
Of the utmost importance.
Oh, no,
and
absolutely.
it's
Especially if it's a
specifically in here in regards to, like, they know the situation was a sting, and these are specific things for Dustin to follow as part of his probation.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me to think that they found more stuff on his computer, because he said that he was talking to a lot of people.
That's probably it. Like, if he had CSAM on his computer, like, if he knew anybody in those pictures, he's not allowed to. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3, other than incidental contact, which is defined as contact occurring merely by chance or without intention or calculation, the defendant shall not associate and or be alone with children under the age of 18 years of age, nor shall she be at any residence where children under the age of 18 are residing without the prior written approval of the probation officer. If the defendant has any contact with any such minor not otherwise addressed in this condition, the defendant shall immediately leave the situation and notify the probation officer. This provision shall not apply to should not apply to contact with the defendant's own minor children unless the courts expressly so finds. That just sounds really funny to me. So my brain was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So just like that's also Lauren. Like Lauren can't be around children. If he is, there needs to be at least one adult that knows that he's a sex offender and his crimes. And also, I mean, Lauren says because he thinks he's going to have children still. That he says that he won't be allowed.
He's going to adopt.
Oh my god. Could you imagine if he was allowed to adopt? Like,
oh my, could you imagine him walking into like an adoption agency and being like, we're set up by, oh my god, get the fuck out. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding?
Dude,
well,
no.
I have to register as a sex offender. I am not a sex offender. He's yelling in the office.
Yeah.
The defendant shall not visit, frequent, or linger about any place that is primarily associated with children under the age of 18 or at which children under the age of 18 normally congregate without the prior written approval of the probation officer. So, Dustin, you can't go to Chuck E. Cheese and hang out, buddy. Sorry.
No more going to the roller rink on Friday night, Dustin.
Dustin's just out there in his wheelchair, just like sliding and just like... Oh my god, I just sort of read the next part. This is great. The defendant shall not associate with anybody under any circumstances that he/she knows to be a sex offender, someone who engages in sexual activity with children under the age of 18, or someone who condones or supports the sexual abuse, exploitation of children under 18 years of age, i.e. NAMBLA, the North American Marlon Brando Lookalike Association.
Lookalikes, yep.
And Boy Chat, Boy Lover Message Board. Jesus Christ.
Boy Chat. What the fuck is that?
We got the wrong NAMBLA again.
This is like Chuck Harding's magazine that he gets. Boy Chat? What the fuck is that?
Father, son. Justification. The goal of this condition is to mitigate the defendant's risk of recidivism to criminal conduct by removing unnecessary temptation to reoffend. It is believed this condition would not only protect the public from further crimes by the defendant, but also provide the defendant with tools for remaining in compliance with his supervision and the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act requirements. The defendant shall not possess any printed photographs, paintings, recorded material, or electronically produced material designed to produce arousal of sexual interest in children under 18 years of age, nor shall he/she visit, frequent, or linger about any place where the material designed to produce arousal or sexual interest in children is available to him or her. Justification. The goal of this condition is to prevent the defendant from backsliding into deviant thought processes through the temptations inherent with these type of material. It is believed that this condition will not only protect the public from further crimes of the defendant, but also prevent the defendant from tools from remaining in compliance with his supervision and the Sex Offender Registration Act. Okay.
I like how a lot of these things are just laws in general.
Right. They have
like,
to specify.
He can't have C-STEM. Yeah, yes, exactly. Because he'd be like, well, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to have that. That's what you got arrested for.
Right.
Like, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. No, we're the Marlin lookalikes. You got the wrong damble again. The defendant shall notify the probation office of all locations where he/she receives mail. The defendant shall not obtain a new mailing address, post office box, or use facilities of any business for delivery receipt. So this would be a Lorne Brain type of move to where he would make his mom get him a P.O. box under her name and have people send mail there and be like, well, it's like when he has Roy go on the computer for him and stand behind him. He's like, I can be behind Roy, but I can't be touching
him. Yeah, it's a loophole that
isn't
like,
a loophole.
It's so clear that it isn't, it would not hold up at all. Right. But he thinks he's outsmarting people.
Oh, my God. The condition will assist the probation officer in monitoring the defendant's compliance with the terms and conditions of his or her release. Well, I mean, Lauren did have people mail him nudes so that it would get around probation. But if they read this paragraph to Lauren in court, he would then it would give him an idea to like get a post office box like under somebody's name.
Yeah.
The defendant shall submit to here we go. The defendant shall submit to polygraph testing at his or her own expense, as directed by the probation office, in order to determine if he/she is in compliance with the conditions of supervision, or to facilitate sex offender treatment. The defendant shall be truthful during polygraph evaluations. Well, not always. The polygraph test is often the only means by which the probation officer becomes aware that a offender has relapsed or is participating in risky behavior. Unless he is arrested for a new offense, the Sex Offender Management Procedure Manual provided by the Administrative Office of the United States Courts outlines that sex offenders require a register under SORNA should be required to participate in polygraph examinations as part of the containment model of supervision. Polygraph testing may encourage the offender to be truthful with his probation officer and could alert the probation officer to potential violations of supervision conditions, which could prompt a further inquiry or investigation. Number 9. I'll finish this one and then you can finish up. All residence and employment shall be approved in advance by the probation officer. The defendant shall not participate in any volunteer activities requiring unsupervised contact with children under the age of 18 without the approval of the probation office. The defendant shall not engage in activity that involves being in a position or a trust of authority over any children or children under the age of 18. So, like, you can't be a teacher, you can't be, a big brother and stuff. Like, I like that they say, like, you can't be in a position of trust because you would abuse that trust. Like, you were...
Yeah, John Kennelly can no longer be the teacher/bus driver anymore. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
New line of work for you.
I was just getting something to eat. Hey, Charlie Parker and Sadface09. This condition is aimed at providing protection to the public for future crimes of this defendant. The Sex Offender Management Procedure Manual provided by Administrative Office of the United States Courts relays in part the following regarding residential and employment restrictions. Although employment is critical to a defendant's stability, and sex offender should obtain and maintain employment the same as any other offender under supervision. This population may present specific risk factors in the workplace. Certain types of employment are not appropriate for sex offenders. Sex offenders should not hold jobs that give them authority over potential victims, including coworkers or subordinates. Give them access to vulnerable populations or placing them in a setting near a school or playground. Employment restrictions prohibiting a sex offender from working in certain capacities, such as at a location close to a school zone, at an adult-oriented establishment, or where they may have access to the internet, may need to be considered. So, yeah, exactly. You can't drive the kids to school anymore, Dustin. Sorry. So go ahead, number 10.
Oh man, all right, number 10. The defendant shall not possess or use a computer or any other electronic device with access to the internet or any other online computer service at any location, including employment, without the approval of the probation officer. Justification: this condition is reasonably related to the nature and circumstances of the offense and is aiming at protecting the public from future crimes of this defendant and reducing recidivism. So that's really well worded.
Yes.
Not you can own a device that can get on the internet, but you just can't use the internet. You cannot own a device that can have internet access. That's really good. I'm sure that they had to amend the phraseology there for people like Lauren and Dustin.
Yes.
And David K. The defendant shall not possess or use any data encryption, data elimination, or access protection technique, device, or program designed to conceal, eliminate, or corrupt material that is illegal, designed to produce a sexual interest in children under 18 years of age, or prohibited by the probation officer. I think that maybe NCA can clarify a little bit more. I think that Dustin might have done something to this effect. Like, he knows how to... He's good with computers, from what I remember. And I think that this might be, like, specially designed for him and his ability to get rid of information on a computer.
Yeah, if anybody...
this condition
could, like, encrypt or have, like, an external hard drive that's, like, password protected or encrypted and stuff, like, Dustin probably is one of the most equipped predators in that sense to do that. So...
Yeah.
It would seem that I would imagine that I would hope that this is more boilerplate, just because you obviously should tell them you shouldn't have any devices that have that shit stored. But especially for Dustin, right, you need to explicitly tell him, like, you are not allowed to do this.
Yeah. This could, because he'd have, an external hard drive or like a USB or whatever it's called. He'd have like something that's not on his computer, and he'd be like, well, it wasn't on my computer, so I thought it was okay. He'd try and pull that bullshit. So yeah.
Big time.
This condition is reasonably related to the nature and circumstances of the offense and is aimed at protecting the public from future crimes from this defendant. This condition also prohibits the defendant from attempting to conceal any evidence of deviant behavior or of any violations of the conditions of release or new criminal conduct. And in fact, this just jogged my memory. Didn't Lorne, in yesterday's Sundays with God, didn't he specify that he got, what are they called? I don't use them ever, but they're like the little USB things that are, you could store information on them. Didn't he specify that he got one of those taken by probation when they searched his trailer?
I think so, because he had a lot of shit he wasn't supposed to have. He got 2 smartphones taken. What's so funny is after the first one, he was like, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to have it. And then he did it again. But I would imagine he had that for when he first had his computer access before he fucked it up. So yeah, he probably... maybe Lauren was trying to be, 200 IQ and like he said, it's not on in my computer. It's over here, but...
Fucking asshole. The mandatory drug testing condition is suspended in this case based on the court's determination that the defendant possesses a low risk of future substance abuse. Well, that's kind of bullshit. Like, illegal drugs are illegal regardless. I don't know why they're like,
Again,
it's still
right.
illegal for you to do drugs.
You shouldn't
but,
have to put this in, though.
protect you.
Like, even if it's not in here, Dustin can't say, well, you didn't tell me not to do it. It's already a law. Like, it's not...
Yeah, right. Some Jealous Basement Dweller raises a good point. Can he not play Xbox Live anymore? Like, they have chat features with minors. I bet no. I would venture to bet no, but there's nothing specifically about that in here, so I would bet that he was doing that
His ham
for as long as he was able to.
Xbox Live account, he was going on there chatting with little girls.
Justification. This is justified due to the defendant's lack of substance abuse history and the nature and circumstances of the offense and the history and characteristics of the defendant. Okay. The defendant shall participate in a program of mental health treatment as directed by the probation officer until such time as she is released from the program. So this must be boilerplate because it says he, she.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin is a he. Programmed by the probation. I wish I would have caught on to that earlier. I bet we could figure out which of these are specifically designed for Dustin and which of them aren't by the he, she.
Right.
The defendant shall waive all rights to confidentiality regarding mental health treatment in order to allow release of information to the supervising United States probation officer and to authorize open communication between the probation officer and the mental health treatment provider. So just another right you're forfeiting when you commit this sort of crime. You have no right to privacy of your mental health.
Your HIPAA laws, those protections, don't apply to you anymore, buddy.
Gone. Yep. This condition will assist the probation officer in monitoring the defendant for protection of the community and for defendant's rehabilitation. 14, the defendant shall submit his or her person, property, house, vehicle, papers, computers as defined by 18 U.S.C., other electronic communications or data storage devices or media of office to a search conducted by a United States probation officer or designee. Failure to submit to a search may be grounds for revocation of release. The defendant shall warn any other occupants that the premises may be subject to search pursuant to the condition. An officer may conduct a search pursuant to this condition only when reasonable suspicion exists that the defendant has violated a condition of his probation and that the areas to be searched contain evidence of this violation. Any search must be conducted at a reasonable time and in a reasonable manner. So this is sort of just bullshit because they have the right to go to his place of residence at any time that they want. As previously stated, they have the right to go to his place at any time, take any device, any property of his, search anything at any time. So I don't know what the point of this.
I guess it's just that he needs to tell people he lives with that these are conditions that will happen. I guess just that line, defendant shall warn any other occupants. So yes, he was told, but this is telling him he needs to tell his mother that, hey, they can come in and take anything. So you need to know.
Right. So this is just covering anyone that he lives with. This is just
it's just like how whoever would go live with Lauren would need to take that class. His spouse or partner would need to take a class with him because if you have a computer in Lauren's trailer, it needs to be monitored or could be searched or anything like that.
Yeah. This condition will assist the probation officer in monitoring the defendant for protection of the community. The Honorable J. Ronnie Greer, United States District Judge.
I like how...
Ronnie!
They must have fucked up Dustin's name because it says Dustin C. Fettridge and the M is really tiny and above all the other letters. So they must have... What did they put there initially, do you think, that fucked it up? Or maybe
Dustin...
they just forgot.
Maybe, it might have been just a typo or something. Who knows? Because really, M is the only thing that fits there. And look at that chicken scratch handwriting.
I know that's a very funny.
Oh my god, the attorney for defendant, Nikki
C. Pierce.
Oh my god.
How many?
Does her friend have a black vehicle?
Yes.
Because if so,
you're getting called 60 times. If that happens.
That's right.
Let me pull something up here. Hang on. Let me pull this down. Yeah. So that was the rule. So I do feel a little bit better in the sense that like I thought Dustin was just released from everything. You know what I mean? So it sucks that he doesn't have to go back to jail for not like he fucked up where like Lauren got caught before COVID, so he had to go to jail for 6 months. Where like he didn't get caught quick enough so that COVID really saved his ass because he didn't have to go back to jail. Because I think he was gonna get like the same sentence Lauren was gonna get. Like it was like a half year to like 2 years or something. So,
what were they specifically gonna get him on? Because he's not like he's not drinking necessarily.
So it was his lack of participation in the class. Because like that's one of his conditions of probation is like you need to complete this class, and he wasn't participating. Okay. So it was that. And
why didn't they just get Lauren on that specifically then, or why did they add?
I don't know. I don't. I guess it's different probation officers. I think that they were trying to build a case against Lauren, but he was just Lauren was given so much. He didn't get arrested till he failed that polygraph test. Like till he like actually admitted to things. So I don't know if probation doesn't want to put you away like right at your first offense because they want to have more stuff to like maybe get you a longer sentence. But Lauren only got 6 months. But
it might have been like his failure to progress in his sex offender class. Right. That might have been like, hey, just plead guilty to this, even though we can't use the polygraph test as evidence in court. Mm-hmm. If you plead guilty to this, we won't tack on you failing the test and get you more time. Maybe it was some sort of deal like that. Did he plead guilty to that though? To drinking.
Lauren?
Yeah.
He had like 5 counts and I think 2 got thrown out. So I think okay. One of them is drink. I think one of the probation violations he pled guilty to was drinking because that was one of the big ones. Okay. I think because I don't think they threw that one out, but they did request to waive 2 of them, which allowed them to like shrink his sentence. But NCA says, yeah, they were talking 6 months for Dustin. Also, he is like Lauren. He was in class for 3 to 4 years, and he was still on step 1. He was also taking over the class with his own BS and affecting other progress. So I think Baked Salmon has the reading of the court transcripts on his channel, and from what I remember, they had the teacher come in and they were saying like how all the other offenders asked to have Dustin removed because he was not participating with what was happening, and he was just talking, and people were frustrated because they actually wanted to participate in the class, whether to just get out of it or to actually learn. Dustin was preventing that because I do remember the bulk of his hearing was about the class because that's why they had a representative from the church say that they would take Dustin in and teach him or something. It was bullshit, but
I would love to hear Dustin's meatball and mac and cheese defense. I would love to hear his bullshit. Fuck, someone troll him. Someone get that.
I know. I just had I pulled up his letter that he wrote to the judge, and it's only the first letter is only like 2.5 pages. So do you want to stick around? I can read this real quick, or you got to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm game.
So this is to the Honorable Judge Ronnie Greer. This was on March 31st, 2022. That order we read, I believe, was in end of May, so it took about 2 months to rule on this. So Dustin writes, Your Honor, I have been writing because the pending violation has continued for way too long. I am not the same man that appeared before you in court. I was on a powerful depression medication called Veralor. Veralor made me close to a zombie and extremely emotional and made it hard for me to work or get out of bed. I have been off this medication for more than a year, September of 2020. Thus, I have been clear-minded and willing to do anything asked of me for my probation and Teresa Fletcher. All right, I'm going to stop. The combination of the Vraylar and me falling and hitting my head on a table and breaking the table.
Oh
so
my
Dustin
God.
pulled a big WWE move. He put someone through a table just off
That's
the ring.
Right, yeah.
Like I wish like I had the means to animate just like the Rock or somebody just throwing Dustin onto a table like off the ring like the
Sloth Cat.
Slothcat, if you're still here,
Slothcat has a job to do.
Please, for the love of Christ. I will also message you later if you're not here. But just somebody, you know that move where, like, they're facing each other and the guy will, like, grab the back of the other person's shorts and then, like, pull them up and flip them over? Just, like, Dustin onto the back of a table like they're at a fucking Bills game. So I feel the hearing for my violation. I feel the hearing for violating my probation is not necessary. The reasoning for this violation is due to medical issues and medication that I could not control, regulate, or help. Your Honor, I ask that you please intervene on my behalf and give me relief or a release from supervised probation. I have been under supervised probation since November 6, 2014. Other than the violation in front of you in court, I have no issues with any law enforcement whatsoever. I love when people say that because they're like, besides the thing you caught me on, I haven't done anything wrong. Like you were caught. Like you did something wrong, especially on probation.
And besides the thing that I admitted to and all the CSAM I had on my computer when I was caught, if you ignore all the times that I broke the law, I've never broke the law.
I will, if it's okay with NCA, I can make a Google Doc with the documents he provided and put it in the description of this video. So if NCA is cool with that, because they're his documents, I can do that. And so if anybody's listening, they can. It would probably like in an hour after the stream ends, I could get that uploaded. Anyway. Oh, yeah, here we go. I have no issues with law enforcement whatsoever, not even a speeding ticket in these 7+ years. I have been provided...
Okay.
Well, as long as you weren't speeding.
Yeah, and also he was caught being around minors, which was a stipulation of his offense.
Yeah, but besides that...
You haven't...
But besides
Okay,
that,
well, it's not... Oh, my bad. My bad.
I have been provided probation with a monthly log of every time I leave the house and what I do until I return to the house every month with the required paperwork that has to be sent to probation every month. Additionally, I send a log of every dollar I get and spend at where also with the paperwork. I feel I am being more than transparent, clear, and honest with probation. Why does it change font right here? Like it becomes like bolder.
Because this is important. This is what he wants.
That's right.
Ronnie Greer to read.
This is important. Your Honor, I would be willing and happy to sign any and all paperwork, legal document, or forms to be released from supervised probation. I will agree to which I, Dustin McFetridge, will not commit any more sex crimes. You're not supposed to commit any now! Like, what? Why are you saying, like, why do you think you have to
He's offering...
You're not
He's
allowed
offering
to do
this
it
like
now.
it's a give and take. It's like, look, okay, I'll stop breaking the law if you stop making me pay for breaking the law.
Jesus
Okay, we got a
Christ.
deal here, Greer?
We got a deal? I won't.
No.
Felony crime for the rest of my life. Like, you're not allowed to do it. Doesn't matter if you sign this or not. Like, does he think if this was denied, this whole letter, that he would then be allowed to do sex crimes and felonies?
Yeah, what is he offering up here? He has nothing to play with.
No.
Jesus Christ.
If I commit any said crime, I will plead guilty and be held to life in prison without any release or nor appeals. That's not how it works, Dustin. You can't say, hey, if I get a speeding ticket, you can throw me away for life. Like, there are maximums and shit that they get. Like, they can't just throw it out and send you to jail.
He didn't study law while he was in jail like Lauren did.
Yeah,
he doesn't
true.
understand the nuances of the law.
Yeah. So, damn, he was in prison for 2 years after, like, so he got 2 more years than Lauren, because they both got arrested end of 2017. Lauren got out in 2012, but he didn't get out until 2014.
Well, he should have been in there much longer. Didn't he have like hundreds of pieces of CSAM material on his computer, and each one
shit. He had a lot.
Yeah, each one should have been like
different count.
I don't know exactly, but each one carries like a certain amount of time that you're supposed to be in jail, and he didn't get that, so he got really lucky.
Yeah. In exchange for the above statement, I receive So this is his collateral. Like, this is what he has to
Yeah.
offer. So I agree to which I, Dustin McFedge, will not commit any more sex crimes. In exchange for the above statement, I receive release from supervised probation. That sentence doesn't make any sense.
You have to make that meme of like that one guy who's doing the trading thing, the proposal. He's like, I receive release from probation. You receive, I won't do any more crimes, probably.
You please remind me of that when I'm done streaming, because I will do that today and put it on my community tab. I receive release from supervised probation. You receive a statement. Like, that's it.
Right.
I also have been restricted from internet use since my release. I understand that, yes, I use the internet to commit my crime, but I am not the same man now that I was when I appeared in front of you in court, and definitely not the same person I was in 2017. I fully admit I done wrong and committed a crime. I done wrong, y'all. I never argued that, and I truly am ashamed of what You did argue that. You told Dudinsky that you didn't do anything.
She led me on a little bit too.
I wish I could go back and fix the issues and oh my god, I can't take this. I wish I could go back. So with somebody with dyslexia and a reading disorder, having to read this rambling nonsense really is like throwing me off. I wish I could go back and fix the issues and my thinking back then. I have changed my thoughts and actions and how I do everything now since my release from prison, so that the cycle and pattern I was in 2017 is changed, never happens again, okay? I no longer drink any alcohol since February 2015. I no longer self-isolate myself in a room. I have absolutely no desire, want, or need for a chat room, Facebook, or any social media outlet, nor desire to speak perverse or sexually to anyone, mouth, pussy, or ass. I have also been finally allowed to attend church and attend a lot, but not every service.
Oh, God.
I didn't have religious beliefs then that I do now, nor do I have such a great positive nor did I have such a great positive, supportive, in real-life social group. I had no such group before 2018. Could you read this next one so I can go get a drink of water? I'm like, the throat's killing me. I have also been seeing Teresa Fowler. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have teacher since 10/19/2020 until probation told me I'm in January 2020. She don't count as sex offender treatment. Miss Teresa Fletcher and my... Oh, it just moved on me. It's super blurry. Was to substitute as individual counseling in place of group counseling. Probation has said they did not have funding to pay for this, so I have paid the $100 with Mrs. Fletcher.
Okay, I can take back over. I forgot to share this, so you're probably reading it off stream, and it's like really poor quality. So sorry.
Yeah, and I also think previously his mom wrote the stuff, because this is very poor English. If I've been seeing it correctly, it's poorly written. So this might be really his own words. It's
really hard. I have never been good in group and hate conflict with people due to my health limitations. Again, Dustin using his like they think I'm retarded kind of excuse, like limitations. I am not able to defend myself if somebody gets mad and decides to attack or assault me physically. So I felt one-on-one counseling would be safer and a lot less stressful. Also a lot faster too. Mrs. Fletcher treated it as sex offender treatment, and probation had sent her a 39-page document to fill out to do with me completing sexy offender treatment. They sent her a 39-page document to fill out to do me with completing sexy offender treatment. He's not a sexual offender. He's a sexy offender. Like, what an idiot. NR, no, this is Dustin's letter. This is a Dustin stream. Sexy offender treatment. After doing a lot of it over the last 3 months, they told her, don't worry about See, I'm adding in words that would make more sense, but like my brain is trying to fix it. They told her don't worry about because she's not contracted with them to do it. Why was I seeing her and paying all that money for it if it wasn't for sex offender treatment and also probation talking to her and sent her paperwork as if it was sexy offender treatment? I wouldn't have spent or paid all this money on my limited income. I'm on Social Security and my checks as of 1/1/2022 is $1,130. I guess that's a month. He gets just over $1,100. But he lives with his mother. Like, what is he paying rent? Like, does he have to pay half the mortgage? Like, do you think?
It's the same thing. I doubt it. It's the same thing with Lorne, where it's like his biggest expense, your living expense, completely taken care of for him, and he has no appreciation for it. Like, dude,
no,
there's no way. And he was living with his mom and her husband, not his stepfather, her husband, when he got caught, and he didn't have a job. So I don't think he's expected to contribute anything to the living situation.
Okay. Mrs. Fletcher has been paid from this $200 to $500 a month, depending on how me. So yeah, Dustin's just like, well, I went and found somebody. She's not approved with you guys, but you have to accept it. Like, what? He was so sexy it offended us ugly people, so we sued and he got arrested.
That's right. I'm being railroaded because I'm too sexy. This is ridiculous, Your Honor.
XXX lethal drug. I'm just so sexy.
It's perfect drug.
Yeah, a perfect drug. Thank you. Your Honor,
perfect drug.
By me not having internet limits, my job opportunities to almost... Your Honor, by me not having internet limits my job opportunities to almost no. Not nothing, just no. I need a desk job due to my physical limitations. I suffer from cerebral palsy, and every desk job requires a computer and the internet. I have 3 computer degrees in repair, and I cannot use them to make money because I cannot purchase parts or get software needed to repair a computer. I also have a programming job. I have a written offer of mentorship and employment of completion of the mentorship. I have some knowledge on programs, but it's way old, pre-2005. To do the job or to learn the job requires internet to watch instructional video guides. So I think Chupa was right. Like his knowledge is old. Like even though he knows computers, because he was in prison and he hasn't been allowed to use them, his shit's like early 2000s, like computer stuff.
Yeah, but he says he has a job lined up, and there's no way in hell they'd be like, no, you can't get a job. They'd be like, yeah, you got to pay for the monitoring and stuff. And right. I bet there's even some sort of program, like, if you have a job lined up and you need to complete this, we will defer those payments until you get the job. This is just bullshit.
Yeah. I wish to work a job and make more money than I am making on Social Security. I only receive $1,130 a month. My job income would be more than $3,000 a month. By me not having internet is keeping me from having a real paying job. Thus, this limitation is causing a hardship on me. Also, everything is going online, even McDonald's. Walmart has cheaper prices online than in store. Even the ink cartridge to print this is $5 more in store. I swear Walmart does price matching. Like if he were to show them like, hey, this is, I would imagine they would just give him his $5 back. Like,
but moreover, there's no problem with you going on Walmart.com, and the problem is you've abused your online access, right. Even your limited online access.
Right.
Like you're not the victim because you keep abusing the small privileges you're afforded.
Even with the reasoning I gave you, probation refuses to stop the hardship. Your hardship, like you, just like Eel just said, it's you. I even offered to use monitoring software and pay for it out of my own pocket. Probation refuses this also. Thus, why am I asking? I feel like that's not totally true. He's probably like...
It can't be. There's no way that it is.
He must have been not allowed to use like a certain program or something that he wants to use for it. And they're like, no, you need like this, like these ones. And he doesn't,
one that he knows how to get around.
You're exactly right. Probation refuses this also. Thus, why I am asking Your Honor to reduce my probation stipulations or release me from probation so I can be a productive member of society and pay taxes and not be a burden on the taxpayer. So I know I haven't done anything to change myself or even paid attention to probation, but can you release me from it, pretty please? Your Honorable Judge Greer, I appreciate you. It's so funny every time I say
that. Was the whole sentence? Is that a period or a comma?
That's a comma. I appreciate you taking your time with your busy schedule to read and consider and hopefully to grant me... Oh my God, Dustin! Your busy schedule to read, consider, and hopefully to grant me relief of or release from probation or some of the restrictions they have on me. I have included various supporting documents to hopefully help and prove myself to Your Honor. Respectfully, Dustin McFetridge. He tried to sign it twice, I guess. There's red ink and black ink.
I don't think that you could sign a legal document in red ink, so he started with red. Yeah. It's either like black or blue. So he started with red. Oh, shit.
So this is his certificate. CompTIA, A+ certificate professional. This certifies that Dustin J. McFetridge has successfully completed the requirements to be recognized as an A+ certified professional. This is from March 10th of 2001. No, 2001.
What? Yeah, this is completely.
Doesn't
computer
mean anything.
Degree from 2001.
Yeah, that clearly hang on. That clearly says 2001. It's like March 10th, 2001. He's trying to use this in 2022.
So 9/11 hadn't happened yet. Okay,
9/11 had not happened yet. Lauren would be shocked. So Lauren wouldn't know how to tell time because 9/11 hadn't happened yet.
That's right.
Michael Mandelsberg from Vegas. I'm the owner of a small software business, Zero Creative LLC. As COVID-19 has disrupted employment in my industries, it has done the same in the software industry as well. For myself, hiring web developer recently has been difficult. Even overseas, engineers are hard to find. In my phone discussion with him, Dustin has shown a desire to want to learn web development. Okay, so this is the letter. So he's detailing what he wants Dustin to do or anything. I'm willing to be fully transparent with Dustin's educational prospects and employment. Wow, I can't believe this. This is actually pretty nice of this guy to write this letter for Dustin.
That's super nice.
What is this? Mr. Welch, I would like to ask permission to please let me get my phone internet. Okay, so he must have... Okay, so this is March 24th, 2022. So this is like right around the time he submitted this to...
It was right before.
It was a week before.
It was March 31st.
Yeah. Am I text... Oh, AM. I thought he wrote, am I texted this to Probation Officer Welch? It's just 9:01 AM. I texted this to Probation Officer Welch. Mr. Welch, I would like to ask permission to please let me get my phone internet enabled. Not having internet is now costing me money and aggravation. Walmart to buy in store costs more than using the app. My Epson ink is...
I like how his biggest argument isn't like, I could have a job. It's like a Big Mac costs more in store than on the app. So come on, you're costing me money. A great argument.
You're costing me $5 every few months when I need new printer.
Yeah.
Order it on the app and sit in a parking spot for 30 minutes for an employer to bring it to your car. It's $25. You save $5 and don't have to deal with the niece and boxes and minors. What?
You don't have to deal with nieces? What?
It says you save $5 and don't have to deal with the niece and boxes and minors with 2 N's. What is he talking about there? You don't have to deal with the niece and boxes and minors. I don't know what the hell he's trying to say. Please, in all caps, let me sign up and be able to do Walmart pickup. I think he tried to say to do Walmart pickup. Mom had placed the order for the ink then today. Turned to tomorrow, turned into... What the fuck are you talking about? Mom had placed the order for the ink then today, turn to tomorrow turned into the day after that. I got mad because I don't like being without ink, so I got up, put on jeans, and went to pick it up myself. But because the order was in a woman's name, my mother, then I couldn't pick the ink cartridge up. Then have to go in the store and had to have her cancel the order because my mom was too lazy to go up there and get it in the first place.
Wow, shitting on your mom?
Just shitting on,
like, fuck you. And also...
You were raised by mom.
Also, might I say, I fucking hate when people go, yeah, mom got the thing for me. My mom did what? No, oh, sorry, my mom. Say your mom,
Right.
Dustin. Don't say mom.
Like,
you and Judge Greer don't have the same mom.
You're not siblings. Like, yeah, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would write, my mom had placed it. Like, just mom. Like they're that personal.
Right.
He has a niece that's with him all the time that his mom takes care of, I believe. Oh, okay, honest. That would make sense. So his...
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. You save $5 and don't have to deal with the niece.
But she lives with you,
so
she's
niece?
always there with you.
Regardless, you'd have to deal with the niece if she lives with you. In fact, having to go to or not McDonald's or Walmart to pick something up would get you away from the niece. If anything, you'd be out of the house.
Yeah, to me, I was saying, like, it makes sense as to why he mentioned a niece. Not that it makes sense as to why that would be excused, but I like how that's the first issue. The second was he doesn't like opening boxes. And then the third one is other minors. Like, those two things, niece and minor should be up front, buddy. Boxes should be last.
Boxes, yeah. One of these things is not like the others.
Right. Another example. Dog treats pickup price last month, $13.75 in store, price $15.50. I don't know if it's a few times or all items have different prices having to go to the store. Will cost a lot more. Does he not factor, like, is he just looking at the price it's listed on the app and not factoring in sales tax, whereas the store price includes the sale? Like does he think that they would just pay $13.75 in app and then... Is that what he's...
Not have the tax. I think there's probably like a discount. Like you get discounts when you order stuff online, or if you order stuff in bulk online. But this is his thing about getting a job. He has a letter of recommendation from his potential employer. Stick to that, Dustin. This bullshit about paying
$1.75 more.
75 cents more. Yeah, it's just toss that out the window. That does not matter, Dustin.
I also get $50 health food from insurance that has been done online, Mom says. Okay. I also have a job opportunity to program apps and writing from my friend, but I need the internet to learn and to do the job. I have no issue with...
Okay, your friend, no one gives a shit.
Your friend now.
Yeah, stick with the Welsh guy. Stick with that guy. That guy is your golden ticket, Dustin.
Welsh is his probation officer.
Whoever the guy who's offering him the job is.
Michael Mandelsberg. That is his golden ticket.
Okay, well that sounds made up now, actually. Mandelsberg. Michael Mandelsberg.
Dustin, you made that up.
He heard of the Mandela effect. I don't do this anymore. I don't believe it.
He named it Mandelsberg. I have no issue to put monitoring software on my phone and pay out of my pocket for the monitoring. This way I can do stuff I need and want and show that I want nothing to do with social media or a chat room. Or in other words, give me the rope and see if I hang myself. And you would get written proof if I did something stupid or wrong. Thanks for your time and hopefully approval soon. Have a great day. Welsh came to discuss it in person at 3-something, gone at 4. He says, no, you can't have the internet until you take polygraphs. And monitoring software can't be trusted because I know too much about computers. Exactly. We were exactly right earlier. Just like you said, he knows the ones how to get around it. So they're not going to let him use it. I can't manipulate something that reports anything in real time. So Dustin's like, if it wasn't real time, I would do it, but I can't do it. So if I was even able to hack or delete and reinstall it, the source files would show that in the time files, and the TTRH app reporting would be a major red flag to violate me. On my property not being returned, the office ain't fully open, so he can't get it to bring it. Teresa don't count for sex offender treatment. That I must go to a sex offender treatment. That one I have say so on CC. What the fuck are you talking about? Dustin, come on, buddy. Like, just check your shit.
He's trying to get his counselor to count as sex offender treatment when he should be going to a class specifically designed for sex offender treatment. He's like, it's very similar to Lauren, where he's like, well, the office is closed now, I gotta go pick up my laptop, but they're not staying open specifically for me. It's like, yeah, you committed a very heinous crime and now you have to work around inconveniences. That's how it works. No one feels bad for you.
I think how he writes, whoopee, I spent 2 years giving Teresa a 100 a session for nothing. Or he spelled her name 3 different ways in this document.
No need to spell check.
Yeah. Teresa was just whoopee. Teresa was just to get you to a place mentally, so you could attend and participate in group. See, exactly. They were like, she's a therapist. Like basically he just went and saw a therapist, and he's trying to use that as his sex offender class. Well, she's not a registered sex offender, therapist.
Yeah, this is very consistent. I get what he's doing with everything. It's all the same thing. It's like, look what I've done. I haven't progressed. I haven't finished anything that you've assigned for me, but I've been there. It's like, Lauren, I've completed the book. I haven't done it correctly, but I've completed the book. So that should count for me doing. I shouldn't have to do anything in the future. Just get rid of everything because I've done something. Even though it's not what I'm supposed to be doing, just count that towards everything and let me go. That's the thesis statement of all of these documents here.
Yeah. So, Eel, I just saw the photo you messaged me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. Like, this is what I'm reading, and it's just gibberish. I forgot to
tough read. I won't lie to
forgot to
you.
send that one to you. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me get this back up here. So then he goes, I'm out of all this money, I'm at square one. If I could get access to a gun, I'd end my suffering and kill myself. So now he's playing the fucking... I
did something so wrong.
Yeah.
I don't even want to live anymore.
He's going to stab himself with a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin's currently under my care, so this is Christina Bell. Anything else good in here? I'm responding to your request asking if Dustin qualified for the polygraph. The short answer is no. The long answer comes by looking at MRI from 2019 and 2020, clearly stating he has cognitive dysplasia, left temporal, and possibly another area of cognitive migration. So who is this? Gamel Biertros, MD, says that Dustin cannot have a polygraph test issued. Due to MRIs. Interesting. Anyway, that's good for that. So that was Dustin's letter pleading to the judge to let him off, and somehow it worked because the judge let him off. So of those charges,
well, I'm convinced. Greer really stuck to his guns there. I'm glad he saw through the bullshit and let him off. I think he might have dropped the ball, Greer.
Yeah, he definitely did. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for joining me. You're streaming on Friday, right? This week, or are you doing an earlier?
Yep, with Vex. 5:30 Central Time with Vex.
Well, I mean, are you streaming earlier this week at all?
Oh, between Friday, I doubt it.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I thought you mentioned like because he didn't stream, you were going to try to, but anyway, Eel's page is always in my description, so if you go down, you can click on that and subscribe if you haven't. He does Friday night Bud Light streams starting at 5:30 Central. They're a lot of fun, especially if you go out to party that night. You can pregame because Eel gets hammered and he says some crazy shit, so don't miss it.
Jeez, you wouldn't believe it. All right, see ya.
Hey, see ya, buddy.
Mwah.
I don't give good phone kisses. All right, guys, let's get this set back up. Hang on. So yeah, we're about halfway through. So we will. Whoops! I moved this. Shit. There we go. Dustin, step on out. Okay, here we go. We will get back to Dustin. So we have 17, 26. We have about 45 minutes left. They're muted right now, so they're writing down Dustin's shit. So I'm just playing it.
And if I had the phone in front of me, I could tell you who's who. If I had anything with them, how old they are.
Where do you live at right now?
At home with my mama.
Anyway, I'm sorry for people who came in while we were reading. It's really hard to read, like, say hi to the chat while we're reading, because it's, we're reading something. So, from what I can see, hi Laura, hi All the Way Absurd, DJ Payne 1. You're a fucking smooth moderator, DJ Payne 1. Paranormal Purebred, how you doing? Cookie Whoopie Pie, what's up, buddy? And Jeffrey Boomhauer, hey. And Craigo, what's up, Craigo? All right. They're still muted. It's gonna kill my mama. Oh, Lauren's only working on. Hello.
I would rather break the stupid
Eth
news
Leopard
to her first.
Okay, what city is that again?
Yeah, let me boost this, guys. Hang on.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to go to jail. I can't live in jail, and I don't want no problems. And
There we go.
Now, when you live there,
Dustin can't go to jail. He don't want no
or
problems.
is that your computer? Is that her computer? Or?
Oh, again, just I'll say it again. So Thelma is the pet of the stream. They're Ma'am Yes Ma'am's dog. The URL that's linked in the pinned chat and also in the description is a fundraiser to assist Thelma with some medical condition. So
about it, but I use it.
Where's it at? In the house.
And I guess it's my living area.
Living area.
Your living area?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bedroom. I've got two bedrooms. One's got my bed in it, and then the other one's computer desk.
And that's your area?
Yeah, computer desk.
Does she
TV.
use the computer?
She has a few times. She's used it a few. She had her own, and it tore up. And she uses that occasionally and stuff.
So it's you and your mom just live together?
Her third husband.
He lives there too?
Yeah.
Does he use your computer?
He's used it a couple times to look at x-rays, and he's used hers a couple times. But
X-rays?
he's got a bad back and neck.
Oh, okay.
And he's not very computer literate.
What kind of computer is it?
Like me, from a degree from 2001.
Just one I custom ordered.
Oh, you custom ordered it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ordered the parts, and I had a friend to help me build it.
Oh, really?
I can do parts of it, but I can't do a few things with it because
So
of
you're
my
pretty
hand.
computer savvy, though.
Somewhat depends on the subject.
See, I love how Dudinsky's getting, like, Dustin thinks they're just talking about something, but he's setting up that, Dustin, you understand computers, so he can't use in prison or in trial that I don't understand computers. He's talking about how he can build computers. It's great.
I mean,
Up until 2 years ago, I didn't know there was a caps lock button. Didn't know what that meant, so I didn't touch it. But you can build one?
with a little help, yeah. I mean, it's just buying the parts and stuff on the side. And
What about a webcam? You got one of them?
no, sir.
I like doing a Dustin laugh every once in a while when he goes like,
I had a
a bad back.
some kind of cheap digital camera that they had on TV. I plugged it up once to see what it was about a webcam,
A webcam.
and I don't even know where the thing is. It's either in the
Come to the parlor. We are having white cake.
closet or buried in the computer desk one.
Do you have any pornography on your computer?
Yes, sir.
Anything of anybody underage?
Look, the way Dustin puts his hand in it. Watch.
It's either in the closet or buried in the computer desk one.
Do you have any pornography on your computer?
He goes right. He puts his hand right on his face. You have any pornography on the computer? And Dustin just looks down. And then he does the thing where he peeks through first. Watch.
Right in the computer desk one.
Do you have any,
Do you have any pornography on your computer?
So hand, and then like he moved his thing so he could look through.
Yes, sir.
Anything of anybody underage?
Sprinkle, we were just laughing about like he's using like his degree from like 20 years ago from when computers have changed so much. Like he hasn't been in that business, so computers have changed so much for him.
Don't think so.
You don't think so? How could you not know? Did you ever see any underage on your computer, or view any images?
I've viewed images before.
Of under-
Amul X. So Dustin just admitted to watching CSAM
on your computer, or view any images?
I've viewed images before.
Of
I've viewed
of
images.
underage people?
Not meaning to, and I don't know what else saved on it.
What do you mean, not meaning to?
And then
How
he
can you
just
not
brings
mean
up
to?
that he has it
I mean,
saved.
you go on the internet and look at porno, and you don't know if they're of age or not.
So then how do you know you did it then?
Some are.
Well, remember, I just told you, I just found a caps lock button a couple years ago, so I'm not real computer savvy. So explain to me how you get porn on the internet. I understand you can punch in porn, but what I'm talking about is underage people.
You just punch in porn. Kurt Cobain, maybe.
Do you
X,
exchange
X,
porn
X.
with other people?
No, sir.
Okay, how do you do
I
it?
I will change that story a small bit. I have a female friend that has sent me a couple female photos of a couple of her friends on Adult Friend Finder or something like that.
Okay. So the porno that you're looking at is off of websites.
Yeah,
Is that what you're telling me?
yeah, and off of Emul-X, and I mean
Off of what?
a download program.
Download program? What did you call it just now?
Emul-X.
Emul-X?
It's Emul, but you don't have
Emul-X? Emul-X? Emul-X?
to share stuff to send.
So that could be just other people sending you stuff.
Yeah.
Do you save porn on your computer?
Yes. It's just
Videos or just pictures or both? Or?
both, and I need to delete it. I meant to.
It's always
CDs or anything of it?
everybody
I
who
think they
gets
have
caught.
been
They
burnt CDs
they
of it,
always
and I
were
don't
meaning
know
to. They were
exactly where
always
they
meaning
are. I
to
don't know
delete that shit. Will you pause?
if
Fuck.
they're on the desk, if I throw them away or what. I can't. And I mean, I'm getting rid of it as soon as I go home because I don't want trouble, and
I don't want trouble.
I mean, I help my buddy do DVDs, and I mean, he
Did y'all ever burn any porn DVDs?
no,
You and your
he does wrestling DVDs of himself
buddy?
that over the years, and I've edited the matches down
Okay, right.
so he can sell them and stuff.
I mean, right, Wes. Like, especially because he hasn't been using it, and the field has changed so much that his certificate really doesn't matter anymore.
Because
Okay.
they're his matches. I mean, I can't lose the computer because I can't help him if I lose the computer.
Oh,
And I help him with his website. And,
we got that. The judge is like, okay, you got to help your friend with a website. So
I mean, I'm being honest with you, sir. I mean, like, as soon as I get out of here, I'll go home and delete any porno off the computer. Go through every DVD I have, CD, whatever.
Ghost of Tony Farmer, what's up, my man? It's good to see you here, buddy. I hope you're doing well. It's always nice when you show up. We haven't got to see you in a while. What's up, Farmer? And Jwad.
I say DVD and CD, and it's the same thing to me because it's the basics.
Pornography in itself, looking at porno, isn't necessarily legal. What I'm interested in is if you have pornography of underage people, and you told me not that you know of. What is the likelihood that we're going to find something that's somebody underage?
There's probably a few photos and a few videos. that I had downloaded.
Of underage people.
Yeah, but like I said, I ain't went through.
You downloaded them?
Yeah,
Did
but
you save them?
But I have not went through all of them.
But did you
Anything.
save them?
Yeah, they're on the hard drive, and I mean, at one point, it was saving things in different folders, and I had not went through everything to see what it is.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Mary on the Prairie. While he was talking, I uploaded those 6 files that NCA sent me. I put them in a Google Doc, so I'm going to post that link in the chat right now. It is also in the description, so if you're listening to this afterwards or you want to go back, and chat's kind of hard to find, especially it might be disabled at some point, the link to the Google Drive with the Dustin documents is in the description also, but it's right there in the chat. So you click on that. Yeah, it's the 6 documents the NCA sent me. It's all about Dustin trying to get off probation or get off supervised release. So enjoy, everybody. And thank you, NCA.
Did you, what's the likelihood that you burned any of these to disk where there's underage people?
I don't think I had, because the ones...
You don't think? I'm asking you what
No.
the likelihood is. Do you remember ever burning any?
The only ones that I've burnt to DVD, I had viewed, and there was no children in them.
Did you ever share any pornography with underage people?
No.
Okay.
I don't share porno, period.
Once you get it, yours?
Yeah, you got to find it yourself.
Okay.
And I mean, because I don't know who would be on the other end.
So your mom and I guess your stepdad and you live in this house. Is there anybody else that lives there?
No.
No children?
At one point, her niece was staying with us, and I wouldn't.
Your mom's niece.
Yeah, I would never think of doing anything. And
How old was she?
you're asking a hard question because I can't even remember my
Approximately.
birthday sometimes. 6 to 8, and I mean,
You never did nothing with her?
God no.
What's her name?
Don't know her last name.
Okay.
And
Who's your internet provider?
it's changed over the years, and if they don't change it, it's going to be Earthlink because they had messed up my credit card bill.
When's the last time you got on your computer to receive pornography?
To receive porno, been a while,
Been a while.
been a long time.
When's the last time you chatted with a girl other than the girl that you got picked up for tonight?
In what manner?
Talking about sex or anything?
I was aggravating a late 20-year-old last night or the night before. Aggravating her about sex. I think we was joking around about MySpace, and she said, "Oh no, well, you upset there ain't no sex survey?" I said, "No, but what's your favorite position?" That's all it was.
That's all it was.
I said, what was it? Would you run away with me? I think it was. Just joking with her. I mean, her husband's around. Joking. And I would never do anything like that, and I mean, it's...
All right. I gotta go. Did you have a driver's license in your wallet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I gotta go get your driver's license real quick, okay? And then I'll be right back. We'll finish up and we'll get you taken care of so you can get out of here, okay?
Okay, what's going to happen to me, sir?
Well, I'm gonna release you to a transport officer. They're gonna take you over to the...
Dustin definitely thought the initial thing he thought was he was being released. Like, well, I'm gonna release you, and Dustin's brain went, oh, thank God, to an officer.
jail, okay? And they're gonna let you make bond, all right?
How much is bond?
I don't know. We don't set that.
Do I
The
have
jail sets that.
I can't make bond.
Well, there's a lot of different options on it too, but I don't know what they're offering tonight or
What's
what
the
it's going to be.
options?
Well, like people can sign for you or they can OR you, but it's all up to.
So this is definitely why Dustin asks if he could be released in the custody of his mother, because Dudinsky said it. Oh my god, I never realized that before.
What's the options?
What's the options?
Well, like people can sign for you or they.
People can sign for you. So this is where Dustin comes up with his cockamamie scheme of, can I be signed over to custody of my mother?
They can OR you, but it's all up to the judge and up to the jail. I don't have any control on that. Okay.
Dustin definitely can't be released on his own recognizance.
But let me get your driver's license. I'll come back and talk to you just 1 minute, okay?
Okay. I never meant to hurt nobody. Alright, so we got like 5 minutes. Let's just sit here and take in Dustin just sitting here realizing that his life is destroyed.
Can't believe I've done this.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was paused the whole time? Let's just take a nice break, everybody. Oh, hey, one of those weirdos. What's up, buddy? Oh, someone coming back? I do want to do his chat log, hopefully, relatively soon. I haven't read his chat log, like, all the way. I know I've listened to Bapsby read it, years ago. So I think maybe I'll find somebody and I can. Oh, here comes the dude, everybody.
It's hot in here. You hot?
He's on the hot seat, Dudinsky.
Here's what we're gonna
I'm
need to
cold
do.
as a
real
clam.
quick. Here's what we need.
I just took a drink of Gatorade. I'm cold as a clam.
To do real quick. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You know, Craigo, you could be Dustin with your southern accent. Yeah, we could really immerse the crowd.
We're gonna fill this out right here. Let me ask you this: on your house, I got an address here of.
I'm as happy as a clam and shit.
House,
Correct, sir.
not a duplex, nothing like that.
No.
It's a single house.
Yes. Yeah, I thought Mom had changed it. I can't do nothing. Yeah, get this. Okay, they put red light the cameras up there in Kingsport at a couple red lights,
Red light.
and I ain't saying nothing bad, but they changed the timing on them
Why does it matter if you said something bad about lights?
from like 5-6 seconds to 3 seconds.
5, 6, 7?
And I get to the second hash marking before the red light. It goes to yellow.
Yeah.
I thought I could go through it.
Yeah.
And I get halfway below it, and it goes red. Because, 2 hash
Maybe because you went through it when it was yellow.
markings, you're going to slam on your brakes and probably hit the...
There's nowhere around me that has those, those ticketed cameras where, if you go through, it'll take a picture and send you a ticket in the mail. I got one on the turnpike before because I got off on the exit and I didn't realize. This was before, a lot of turnpikes now just read your license plate and associate it with your Easy Pass, but I got a fine in the mail for $25 plus the $3.50 toll that I was supposed to pay, all because, I didn't have my transponder in the car, and they took a picture of the license plate, and so instead of just saying, oh, this is your transponder, we'll charge you, they also sent me a fucking fine. But my point is that I was in Denver about 11 years ago, and there was a huge traffic intersection, a ginormous traffic intersection. It was so big. There's 8 lanes on each side, and they had all the cameras. And when you sat there in traffic, every light, no matter if somebody's turning left, then the next person goes, and each lane goes. Anytime it would stop, someone would get a ticket because somebody would run the red light. All you would see was flashing every 15 seconds.
steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I had to go through it, and on the registration it says
Right.
the ticket only come in Mom's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And
Mom probably wasn't happy, was she?
she said, she was like, well,
Yeah, she got the points on her license probably.
you owe me $100. I'm like, oh God, that was me, because another car ran the red light at the same time on the other side.
Yeah. Well,
If I'm slash Pierre
and it's
Rary,
a single
if I'm slash Pierre Rary Ilrig, that means I'm overrated.
house. What color is it?
Whitish, off-white, I guess.
Is it what's on the outside of it? Is it siding or
Yeah, it's siding.
is it vinyl or wood or
It's siding. Vinyl siding.
vinyl siding?
What are y'all gonna search it now?
Well, I gotta know where it's at and what the description is. And
Before you all do, could I please call her and let her know?
well,
Can I please call her and have her walk her through rudimentary instructions on how to start deleting things off a hard drive?
you're gonna get to make a phone call at the jail, and you live a long ways away, so you know. I'd say it'd probably be a guess. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I would guess yeah, but I have no control on that.
I mean,
I'm not going down there to search it, okay? But somebody might, and I have no control over when you get your phone call at the jail, okay?
Well, I mean,
I understand.
she's gonna be pissed off either way. Sorry to say
So
that.
your house is
Either
vinyl
way.
siding. Is it
Maroon
one or two
shade.
stories?
One
Story? Is there a garage on it or anything?
carport, gravel driveway,
He's explaining my house.
maroon shutters.
Oh my god, I live with Dustin.
Is there a number on it?
Trying to think.
Or on a mailbox out front or anything?
Should be. I'm trying to think if it's still there or not. There's a. They is or was. The memory's bad.
Oh, it's real
I'm going to
bad.
say there's gold numbers on the
But
post
they
of
may
the
be gone now.
carport that says 149
What's the
on
most unusual
Juggle Willie, I didn't know you ate a bat.
thing about your house if I wanted to pick it out? What would I look for?
it. It's the only one on that side of the street that's got a gravel driveway and a carport.
The gravel
Only
driveway.
one.
I believe so. And I mean, you ain't going to miss it with that description.
You just ain't.
What about the other side of the street? Are there ones with gravel driveway?
No houses. I think one trailer has a gravel driveway.
Any other ones have car?
Mama, I go into my room and do a factory reset on the computer so they don't find my porno.
Ports?
There's a couple, but that's the only vinyl, I think, with carport.
This stepdad of yours, has he ever been arrested?
I don't know.
Okay. Are there any guns in the house or anything?
I don't know if he has any or not in there. I think there might be a rifle BB gun behind the door.
But you've never seen any guns other than the BB gun?
At one point, Mom had like a little Dillinger, but I think she either gave it away or threw it away because it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That was on top of the refrigerator. But no,
A
there's-
Derringer, right?
I guess. I
Was
don't
she
know. It's
from World War II?
a tile about that long, and I mean, I guns.
Okay.
I can't fire them, so I don't own any.
Okay.
The
Oh,
only gun
Eel and I just read that if he could get one, he'd end his life, so.
I may have is a light gun for a video game system. I think I seen that the other day when I went in there for a controller, but I mean, that ain't a real gun neither.
Yeah.
So
You have any dogs or anything?
I think Mom's keeping her brother's dog in there,
Ankle
and there's a
biter.
cat.
What kind of dog?
It's like a 6 or 8 week pit bull.
Pit bulls are the best.
Does it bite?
Playfully.
Okay, but it don't go up and grab your leg and try and take a chunk out of you, kill you.
It's about like that.
This
like
is
that.
like prime time, like early 2000s, where there's like a huge like disdain or distrust and misinformation about pit bulls.
Like that,
Is
I
it-
guess.
I mean, can you walk up and pet it and stuff
Yeah, I
without
did.
having it
Yeah.
go for your throat?
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
puppy.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here, finish up your citation, hand it off to the officer that's going to transport you. Justin, good luck to you.
Justin, good luck to you.
You have anything to tell me before I leave? Anything else?
Other than I'm sorry that I didn't mean no harm, and I know I said incriminating, stupid stuff. I'm an idiot. And I mean, that's the God's honest truth, and I don't want trouble, and I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to tie up the legal system, and
You're going. Oh my god, he just, sorry, I
Trouble.
forgot he keeps going like, I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to go through the legal system, and I don't want to lose my cane, and I don't want my mama to get upset, and I don't want to have to walk around the jail in a wheelchair, and I don't want to have to eat the food, and I don't want to have to be without my Hannah Montana DVD playset.
I'm an idiot. And I mean, that's the God's honest truth, and I don't want trouble, and I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want to tie up the legal system, and I hate that I'm wasting your time.
He's not wasting your time.
I wouldn't
Well, I
say
gotta be
something
here
stupid,
anyways,
but I mean, you're
Good luck to you,
doing
Justin.
He's not even listening. He just cuts him off and is like, good luck to you.
I wouldn't
Well, I
say
gotta be
something
here
stupid,
anyways,
but I mean, you're
Good luck to you,
doing
Justin.
Good luck to you, Justin. He just says it like Dustin isn't talking.
what you need to.
This is like when you get stuck talking to a crazy person. Like, you know, you're like walking through a city, or you're in a store and somebody comes up to you and they just start talking to you, and you gotta give them the, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Like you can't engage, and then right when there's a moment of silence, you try to be like, all right, we'll see ya, and try to get the fuck out of there. Because Dudinsky knows if he doesn't just leave, Dustin's gonna hold him here for a while.
Can't believe I done this.
Can't believe I did this.
Let me guess, NBC's gonna follow me around everywhere.
Well, they're the media.
Well,
I don't run the media, okay? All right. I'm going to go out here and write this citation up, and then we'll be back with you.
well. This is like, I love how he and Jim Roush's interview goes the same, where like they're left alone and they're just like I mean, Jim falls asleep, which is very funny, but just like, this is just funny to just see what people do. Does Dudinsky come back? Okay, there's 20 minutes of him just sitting there by himself. We're not gonna watch all that. Let me skip up here. So here, Dudinsky's
I'm
coming.
just about ready.
Yeah. Dudinsky's back.
All right. They're just about ready to get you out of here. Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
Get you out of here. And by that, I mean going to jail.
I already sent cops to the house to search.
No, not at all.
He's
What are they
so
gonna do? Confiscate all?
he's so concerned about cops getting there before he can get everything taken care of.
Cops to the house to search?
No, not at all.
What are they gonna do? Confiscate all the CDs and computer
Well,
or what?
now that
Yeah.
computer you use is the only computer in the house, right? That's in your area?
Yeah,
Are there any other computers in the house?
no. The only other computer that was in the house
Yeah.
was broken, and
Where's it at?
All
At a
the
friend's house,
CSAM on that, I
I'm trying
can't
to
get it
figure out
off.
if we can fix it or not.
All right.
But there's nothing on it, and honestly, I'll be honest with you. If
Who's
y'all
that friend? Is that the same wrestling buddy friend?
no, on the computer deal,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff that I've ever downloaded
Mm-hmm.
is on the secondary hard drive.
Right.
So if the cops want that,
Mm-hmm.
if they would allow me to keep the computer and me just give them the hard drive, I would take it out and hand it to them and let them see the
All right. What's your eye color?
Huh?
What's your eye color?
I don't know. It changes.
Green?
It's some days it's green, blue, and
What's your approximate weight?
250, 260.
Jesus Christ, he's 250.
I'm too
What's
late.
your home phone?
It's always connected to the internet, so
Okay.
What is it?
it's always. I'm too
What's
late.
your home phone?
He's asked, what's your home phone? And he goes, it's always connected to the internet. Like, that's like Lorne, where they ask him, why do you have the TV on? Well, I'm watching Three's Company. Or, like, he doesn't answer the question. He, like, just...
It's always connected to the internet, so.
Okay. Do you have an emergency phone number?
And how much do you weigh without the cane? 248.
So I'll be calling here in a
What's
minute.
this, where this other computer is, your old computer? What's that person's name, where it's at?
Ben.
Do you know his last name?
No.
Do you know his address?
No.
Just Ben? Would your mom know where to find him?
Corville Nightmare, now,
Don't
definitely.
think so. I've never.
What's Ben do?
He repairs computers for a living.
Okay.
If the police want it, I'll take it to him.
Okay. Alright.
Because I mean, I ain't gonna fight you guys because I mean,
You can't.
if I fight you guys, it's gonna make everything worse on me.
That would be the quickest fight. Like,
Uh,
it would be over immediately.
Right. What's your, you ever been married at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you divorced?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
That's probably what's driving me crazy.
You want to come out here?
Dustin, keep talking to you.
Come on.
Sorry, here we go. He's been sitting there for almost 2 hours. Probably sore. And off he goes. I think you can hear them talking still. Hang on. Doesn't he ask him something? Come over here. I need you to stand over here for a moment. You're back on the white line right there. Okay, let's boost this. Boost the shit out of this. They cut it.
It's some days it's green, blue, and
What's your approximate weight?
250, 260.
Why is it repeating that? Anyway, that's the end of it. It's like re-looping itself. Alright, everybody. So that is Dustin's police interrogation footage. Let me see if I can find one thing that we can go out on here. Yeah, here we go. So we were talking about this earlier. Hey, then up north, what's up, man?
You.
And Salty Baby, hey. Oh, shit, I gotta turn this down. Hang on. Okay, alright. Whoop. Shrink this. Hang on, see if we can see it all. So here is Dustin at a wrestling match. So this is when Dustin was spotted.
You made me make an ugly face, and nobody makes me make the ugly face
The ugly
because you cheated.
What?
Everybody saw, and I want an apology right to here and right to now.
How did he cheat?
Capiche?
This guy's
Got a
massive.
screw loose.
A couple. Must have been the comb.
I think his pasta's still a little al dente, if you know what I mean.
Must have been the comb.
He's
Still
turning-
making the ugly face.
This guy is red.
He's doing it on his own. Not smart, Mercurial.
I knew you were a reasonable man. Come on. Not too close. You can do it from there. It's
You
okay.
seen
You
him
can do
from right
it.
here?
Okay, here. Okay. Okay, it's apology.
Okay, here he
Okay.
comes.
Oh my gosh, Sam. Oh my gosh.
Sam Shaw.
There he is.
Oh, wow.
There
I
he
think he's
is.
going to regret asking.
There's our boy. Sitting there with the belt on.
All right, folks. Look, we got to take a break.
Wait, does he get a high five? I love that. Hang on, let me move this and widen this. Hang on one sec. There we go. That's it. Zoom and enhance, like we're on CSI. Zoom and enhance.
Oh my gosh!
Sam Shaw.
There he is.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
I think he's going to regret asking.
Look at that, man. Jesus Christ. He's not looking good at all. He's got his belt slung over. Jesus, man. I just, like, imagine sitting there imagine you sitting there walking, like, watching something, like, I don't know, fucking watching a Red Sox game, and Lawrence just sitting behind home plate. Like, it's just crazy to see these guys in the wild. Like, it really is. Especially Dustin, because can he technically be allowed, like, so we just read his terms, that he couldn't be at a place that, you know, I would imagine wrestling is like a more kid event. Like, there's obviously adults in the wrestling, but to me, like, wrestling is more like a kid entertainment. There's a lot of kids that love it. So why is he allowed here? I would imagine he got special permission from his probation officer, because if not, he got fucking caught. And I wonder if this ever came up again. When does it give the date on when this is from? Hang on. So this is on Joey's channel. I'll put the link in the description. He posted this in June. So he was okay. This is about a month. So he got released and got new terms in May of 2022, at the end of May of 2022. And this is June of 2022. So he immediately basically broke his new terms. I wonder if he got permission. And yeah, that is definitely a kid, like, right behind him. Like, so is he allowed to be here? Huh. Anyway. All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks for coming out. I know Wes is streaming later. I think he's streaming 9 p.m. Eastern, so 6 p.m. Pacific. I don't know if I don't see anybody else scheduled right now. Jiffy might stream. You know, we never know when. You know, he might. You know, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern or something like that. But it depends. I haven't talked to him, so don't take my word for it. But have a look out in your sub box. Everybody's down in the description, so. Thanks to Eel for joining me. His link is in the description. Jiffy's link is in the description. A bunch of other friends. Weird Version's link is in the description for his awesome music that he makes. And the link to Dustin's full uncut footage is in the description as well. So if you want to, you can watch it there. So thanks again, everybody. Let's get this. Yeah. All right. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Oh, sorry. Nuggets is streaming at 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I hope that's true and Wes isn't lying to me. So, in 30 minutes, Nuggets should be streaming. Even though I'm pretty sure she's in class right now, Wes.
I want my gun right now, or I'm gonna hold my breath! Do-do-do-do. Baby! Do-do-do-do. I hear you, baby. You always have to be a fool. I want my gun back right now. I want it back right now. What else would Debbie do? I'm gonna be really angry. You just figured out. enough of that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Winnie and Lord, what a splendid match. He's dumb and she's always high. But every time stupid Lord blinks, she sleeps with another guy. She can't get enough of Dan, and Victor's always there. But even when Winnie poops her bed, it's not enough to kill Lord's love. Do-do-do-do. Oh, poor Winnie, what happened to your phone?
I don't know.
Don't be sad, you're gonna find it if you do-do-do-do.
I love you. Do-do-do. I love you. Give me everything. Do-do-do. I love you.
I love you. Do-do-do-do. You love me. If you can hear me say do-do-do-do. We need to stop this game, please. We need to stop this game, please.
Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that.